This is Life at Night.
Hopping on the podcast.
No, it's called Life at Night.
Life at Night.
Yeah, it's Life at Night podcast.
Life at Night.
No BS, no script.
Thank you for tuning in to Life at Night. Yeah.
And shit, it's like I think it's called Yellow Tape shit or something like that. It's like Fat Joe, Lil Wayne, and ASAP Rocky, and it was like ASAP Rocky's like one of his first features and shit.
Okay.
And
So this was like way back
in like high school, and they had the fucking all the Nuvo bottle. I think it was like sponsored by Nuvo and shit, like the pink bottle one. Not
Man,
the
what
peach.
happened to them? Because I don't see, like, I don't.
It's kind of a shitty because it's hard. It's like vodka and champagne mixed together.
Oh, okay. That's
So it's
probably
like
why I didn't like it.
Yeah, no, everyone doesn't fuck with it, bro. Everyone that I've known that tries that shit doesn't even. And then there was a rapper in Albuquerque that used to be called the Nuvo too.
Oh, man.
And that fucker used to. I don't know if you heard of the Kids Next Door.
Nuh-uh.
No, they were like kind of like inspiration growing up, kind of like.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
and then like the first ones that like got on MTV from New Mexico and shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So and fucking that one guy's name was Nuvo and Ben Shelton was the other one.
Man, I got that as like I think it was a Christmas gift like 4 years ago.
Damn. Yeah, you can't even find those at like Total Wine and shit. You can't even find that shit, bro.
I wonder if it's worth anything now.
Maybe,
like a half
Heifer.
half bottle of Nuvo. I wanted to say real quick, because we're already in it.
All right, hell yeah,
we've
brother.
already started.
Fuck yeah.
I just wanted to say, man, thank you for just pulling through for the show. Like coming, like first for performing, for signing up to do it, being down to do it, and then for all the support. Like,
problem,
man, you
brother.
you shared my account with all your followers, and then you go and get the thing done at the First State Bank, the banner or whatever.
Got to, bro.
And like the amount of help that was, like, it was more than I could have ever imagined. And you just did it out of like your own free will, like you just for the love of it. Like
that just made it more real too. I was like, we gotta get it up
Yeah.
there on some fucking
Nah, it was-
some billboard or some shit. I was like, let's try to get it.
it was absolutely insane, and it taught me a lot, and it kind of like proved the ideas that I had in mind from like the beginning with the podcast first starting,
the community
and
and shit like that, coming together and doing stuff. And
I just love that, like that as an example for future artists that are coming up in town. Like, I just want them to see that community coming together is a big deal and it's a big impact, and it fucking does a lot. So thank you. Can you tell
Hey,
people
no
who you are?
problem. Hey guys, my name's Davon19. Just Davon. I had to add the fucking 19 because too many rappers are named fucking Davon out here. I ain't like Russ and them. I can't just have a first fucking name yet. But yeah, guys, fucking finally on the podcast and shit. I'm here with the Believe Loyalty Kills. That's my little music shit, clothing brand and stuff like that. And nice to fucking finally be here with y'all.
I gotta say, like, you're out of all the rappers in town, I think you're like the most modern and as far as ideas go, and like you don't have that old head way of thinking. I think you really understand like the what it takes to be a presence, like the amount of effort you got to push forward, like for your social media and stuff, and to get people in and to like capture their attention and stuff. Like, I see your posts all the time, and I really see like you really got it, because you got the posts and you do the visuals and then you drop the songs, and it's like
It's just constantly being in people's face. You gotta do nowadays.
Yeah, and you are, but it's not like a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah,
it's. I mean, it is, but it's not like it's not.
It's not like full facade. Like,
Yeah.
kinda, I guess
You're funny.
I try to
you're
like
funny.
Now I took in more of the character building, I guess, because like that was one thing that I lacked, was I was just me, and then now it's like I kind of understand, like, I gotta be me but personified and shit too, and still find like just like character origin building kind of shit.
Would you say it's like a heightened version of who you are?
Kind of like that, because a lot of people say like, oh, he's outgoing and this and that, but like people who knew me a long time ago would be like, oh, this guy was like a emo guy, all shy and shit too. Sometimes like always outgoing a little bit and crazy, but I wasn't like to the world, to everyone, know what I mean? And then now it's like I gotta be in people's face for this business and this thing, and I gotta be talking to strangers and meeting people and always out there and doing shit. And and that's it. Then the community part is like something that's big with me, is like I really feel times we're in is just being human and humanity is kind of lost. And like I love to smile at the people, ask them how they're doing. I really getting to know people is like one of my things, and it helps me in return by like writing my songs and doing things like that, because I get so much inspiration just from everyone's daily life. So I try to always, that's what's cool about Walmart and shit. And then like before I worked at tech, and those jobs like just put you around so much different people where you have more opportunities to communicate and get little fucking stories each day and different things to talk about. And
jobs
stuff
like that really force you to be a social butterfly.
Yeah, man. And
that's kind of the thing I sort of miss. Like I really, I know I have a podcast, but believe it or not, I don't really like talking to people. Yeah. You know, like
I like long, in-depth conversations.
Yeah,
and shit.
Yeah. Like I'd rather have real conversations. Right? Dude, I suck at the whole like, hi, how you doing? You know, whatever. Like the fucking little shit. I can't do it, but because it just feels so pointless, and like I feel like the other side is forced. Yeah. But if it's a conversation like this, we can actually just sit down, mellow out, talk, and chill and have a good time. Yeah. But I really do think that as far as like hip hop in town goes, you're probably the most you're the most modern one, and I like that you don't have an old head way of thinking. And when I say that, I mean like when people have this like I gotta get CDs, I gotta do CDs like right now.
Like Josh, I love you, motherfucker. But that's what I told him was because I had done all this shit like early on. Know what I mean? Back when I first started, CDs actually were like my main breadwinner. So I've made altogether 11 mixtapes and then like 2 full what I call albums. So freaking whenever I first started, it was just me and a group of friends and shit, and we're like, fuck, like we were just so inspired because like back in like 2012, 2010, that's when like all the groups were coming up. There was like the Pro Era, Flatbush Zombies, ASAP Mob. Okay, there was like so many like collectives of people fucking coming up in the world all over. There was a TDE. There was from everywhere, just all these different fucking collectives. Yeah. So it was like we were so into hip hop, just getting stoned and doing shit. And since I was a kid, I was always like fucking around making raps and bullshitting. Like I remember being like in like 4th grade and like remixing like fucking just remixing like Pretty Girls and different songs. Like I'd write my own lyrics over them just to like shit. And yeah, man. And finally we just got together and I was like, I'm gonna fucking do this. I was like, are you guys gonna be a part of this shit or what? And I was like, I'll get all the mics, get everything, do all the shit, and fucking went
So this started off pretty early for you then?
Oh yeah, since freaking my first official YouTube song I dropped was just like recorded on my phone, and that was almost 12 years ago now. Okay. The first song that I dropped, and then I was like rapping in class. Like you could YouTube like Socorro High School rap battles, and there'll be like old ass videos of me all shitty rap battles at the lunch. We'll be in the lunch room and fucking just rapping and shit.
I think that was just a time thing because like I don't know, do kids still do that?
No, they don't do that shit at all. Like they drunk freestyle at parties and like flash guns and shit, everything. Like whenever I was growing up, like it was like about the bars and shit. So like you would have to like look up like it was still kind of like 8 Mile almost. Like, you still like look at motherfucker in the eyes and go rap each other. We were doing
that shit in like the bathroom and stuff when I was in elementary school, going through like middle school and stuff. But like I went to a lot of different schools, and that was a thing though, like rap battles.
Yeah, bro. Like, that was like standard was that shit. So that's what's crazy is like how times have changed and shit too. And like back to the CDs is like I would fucking drop a mixtape. So our first one was called Space Jams. Okay. And it was just a 420 mixtape. And we're like, we got 20 days till fucking 420. And we're like, we gotta fucking drop a mixtape. So we fucking boogie like one guy ended up shout out Ray. He ended up giving us like his headphones to borrow his beats. Fucking had some headphones. I went and bought an interface and shit. Brought me a MacBook. I had a fucking slang. Like I was young, just like slanging weed and shit. And fucking I was like, I gotta just get this shit and make it happen. Yeah, because like I had like the summer youth jobs and shit, but I was like, fuck, it takes too long to save money this way and shit. So I gotta figure out another fucking route. So I just put in the work to hustle and shit and fucking kept going until I got like my first little studio equipment and got my MacBook. I remember I pull up to Best Buy, just all kinds of 1s and 10s and 20s.
Shit.
My grandpa's like, you motherfucker, bro. And I was like, Poppy, take me to go get a laptop, dog. We're gonna be making music. It got me my first MacBook, and it was over since then.
That's dope.
So we dropped that mixtape, and
Now, a word from those that are totally not our sponsors.
Do you love your furry friends in Socorro? Embrace the joy of freedom they bring to our town. Our compassionate animal control lets them roam, ensuring they enjoy their rights to explore and impregnate your dogs while destroying property. Embrace the unexpected blessings, like adorable puppy surprises. Our dedicated services from Socorro Animal Control ensure every pet has a chance at happiness. Let's cherish our beloved pets as free, intelligent beings. Support Socorro Animal Control and spread the love for our animal companions today. Hashtag animal rights. Hashtag love your pets.
pretty much every CD that I would drop, I would make probably around like $300 to $500 just selling them $10 a CD, $5 even a CD. And I would just get my backpack, ditch school, and just be walking the streets. People would find me. I'd be like, I'm walking by tech and shit. This is before Facebook was like super out there. Like it was just the kids that had it, not really the parents and adults and shit. So, but yeah, you just catch me with my fucking backpack. I've had some fucking weed with me. You could buy some weed, buy a CD. I'd be doing combo deals. I get a 20 and a mixtape and shit and do stuff like that.
That's hilarious. That's funny.
And yeah,
that's
man.
cool,
And people would catch me just walking at tech, walking places. And then like everywhere I'd go, I'd leave my mixtapes like at restaurants and shit. So like El Camino, fucking McDonald's is like in Albuquerque, all over. There's one time I was in like Grants, left like 3 mixtapes on the tables at McDonald's, and then maybe like the next day we're out there for the Fire and Ice bike rally, and the next day we're just at the park, and there's just motherfuckers just banging our tape, just fucking driving down, and we're like, what the fuck?
That's cool.
Me and my chick, yeah, we're like, what the fuck?
Man, so you just been just pushing your shit for the longest time.
And then
man.
groundwork. So like too is like back in the day, everyone had to be like, now you can have straight internet personality people.
Yeah.
The ones like rappers I grew up, you had to be outside and be hand to hand with shit and fucking outputting. Like you had to be putting on for yourself. Like people would sit outside of the record labels.
Traditional way of doing it.
That. Yeah, man. And so that was like my first blueprint of it. And then just as times evolved, the game's just been changed and changed again. Like every 5 years, it's a whole new revamp of how the music industry is. So it's just always changing, man. So I've just been trying to stay afloat with it and shit like that.
I think nowadays, if you do CDs, you should it should probably only be for.
You gotta have a solid fan base.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And they're so expensive too. And like I fucked up with CDs like that one time. I fucked up with merch like that. I put so much money in merch and was barely selling fucking t-shirts, and you just have shit sitting there that I'm just end up giving all the shit away.
Get some merch for the next show, man.
For real. So I ended up buying me like a year ago, cause I have a background too a little bit, and I used to like make my own clothes a little bit when I went through like this like fucking phase where I was like, fuck all the big motherfucking brands and shit. So I was sewing and like buying fabrics and making my own hand stitched shirts and pants and bucket hats, and shit like that. So like now I got like in my studio, I finally got me like my whole little creative corner for my
like a
sewing
little sweatshop going.
Yeah, so I got my fucking I got my sewing shit. I got my like Cricut and like my shit to do the vinyls and stick-ons and shit for t-shirts and stuff like that.
See, I got a Cricut, but I got too many other things I'm juggling.
Bro, the Cricut takes too fucking long,
dog.
I had to pay people
so I'm not
to
the only
build
one.
the stickers and shit, and for some reason, if I do too big of a fucking thing, it like will glitch, and then the cut will be fucked up, and I waste so much fabric. One time I did this whole merch run, and I fucking spelled believe wrong. I forgot a fuck or loyalty. I forgot a fucking the L before the T, so it was like Latal T or something, and I was like, none of the homies caught it or anything till it was already finalized, and like we had the shirts, and I was just like,
how
trash this.
How did they not catch it?
I don't know, because we're all fucking retarded. But I had to fucking trash the whole like 30, 25 fucking shirts.
Damn.
Run. I was like,
Fuck.
Yeah.
No, the next show, I encourage everyone who's got merch or got CDs or got something for their shit to promote their stuff.
People love that, man.
Yeah. I think like it's cool like when you have something like personalized from someone you know. Like that's why I got Josh's shit right there. Like like it's like the memorabilia or something.
I still got shit for me. Like my first concert that I ever went to, I got the actual tickets, like this memorabilia for moments and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I didn't realize maybe until like 7 years down the road of the music, because like since I was making music in high school, there's people that are like 2 years younger than me, like this age group and shit, and they grew up to my music, and like I see them now and they're like, dog, that was like our fucking homecoming. Like there's even like shit, motherfuckers would have me on my music videos on the projectors and shit, like in class, and because like I had teachers that fucked with the music and didn't. Like shout out Mr. Montoya, the math teacher for high school. That fucker, he would just let me write raps in class and pass me. He's like, as long as you're doing something productive, Davon, he's like, you're good, man. And he's like,
cool.
Yeah, he would let me do raps. I had my other one, shout out Miss Hardman. I still talk to her today. She fucking would just let me meditate and write raps and shit. And she kind of drove my thing because she's like, artist, I forgot exactly how she worded it, but basically it's like a grim life and of the starving artist and shit. And she's like, you're gonna put yourself through shit and trials and shit just because of this art that you're chasing, no matter what it is. But when you live that lifestyle, it's gonna be heartbreak after heartbreak and broke after broke and shit like that. Kind of, I can't really.
Yeah, no,
exactly
I get that though.
It.
You gotta really like get in the mud with this
stuff,
man. You gotta really push hard.
You lose your family, you lose everything for this shit, friends.
Because there's people that like for some reason they just don't want to support. Like even if they don't have any skin in it or they don't have really much to do with it, where all they would have to do is say like, yeah, that's dope, or just share your shit.
Yeah,
they won't.
Man. See, that's why I'm done with fucking like groups and shit. Whenever we were planning the show, Juan was like, let's start a group or do something, and I'm like, I'm fucking done with that shit. Like, that's like how we started off, was like the collective.
Yeah.
And it was maybe like the second year into that shit, we started getting like a little bit of buzz in town, and people were free. Like whenever you got this good ass moment when you first drop your first year. Yeah. Especially in a small town like this where you're just new and people want to hear, and they're gonna be like, that's my nephew, that's this, and everyone's gonna be fucking hyping you up. And so that's why I tell people who start now is to strategic, and like just because you make a song doesn't mean you have to drop that fucker right away. Yeah. And because that's kind of what I was doing, was just like boom, 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 boom. And
I like that though too, because I'm sorry, but at the same time, like you can, like I feel like there's a fine line that you can ride with that. Yeah. Like yes, you don't have to drop it right away, but if you're sitting on like 40 songs, Corey, if you're sitting on if you're sitting on like 40 fucking songs and you're not dropping shit, like drip feed, motherfucker, like just give a little bit, like just
that's
like
what I've been telling him too. Is he needs to? I tell him and Josh all the time too. Is they need to focus on the reels and the small short form content. Yeah, because that shit boosts you up so fucking much, man. These days, it didn't matter like back in the day, like or even to like 4 years ago, it wasn't necessary. Yeah, now it's something that's like super fucking necessary, short form content.
I advise everyone to stay away from TikTok for now. Yeah, because that shit's gonna be shut down in like February, I think. Probably. And everyone's gonna. It's been confirmed.
Oh, like, are they gonna shut it down?
It's officially. Yeah,
officially. I barely started fucking with TikTok. Like last year, I started posting on TikTok.
I make small little edits, but I don't post on there or anything. I just take it and post it somewhere else. The algorithm's
so fucking weird on there, bro. Like.
It's cool. I see it. You can.
Some shit will instantly fucking blow up, like and then some shit will not for nothing. Like you could try like 10 videos at one day and they'll all stay at 0 fucking.
All you gotta do is like show some cleavage and dance a little bit.
Yeah, man. I guess, bro. Like for the music, it's so fucking hard because like I'll post the same fucking song multiple times just to test it, because like your content is so like a thing as artists, especially like small town, is you build this thing in your head where you're like, oh, I posted it already one time. It's enough. Everyone's seen it. The thing is you're just thinking too small scale. That video is always going to be new to someone. Post that motherfucker 10, 20, 30 times.
Yeah.
Post that fucker every fucking week.
Yeah.
Every 2 days. And new people are going to see it the way the internet works now on the algorithms. But we think like, fuck, it's old because we posted it one fucking time.
Man, I was sharing
and then it gets 100 views and we're just like, what the fuck? Like, and
No, man, yes.
It's just something we trip off of, man. And I had to learn that shit too because I went through some shit like that where I was just like, fuck. Like, it's old to people. Like, I'm being annoying and shit. And it's like, one thing I learned about the social media shit too is nobody even pays a fucking attention.
Yeah, they're scrolling.
No one pays a fucking...
They're not.
You could post the same post, like, copy and paste the same fucking shit. So how I learned that shit was like I was just going through all my favorite artist pages, and once I got the opportunity to monetize on Facebook and shit, and fucking I was going through all these artists and I'm like, damn, they're all just copy and pasting popular fucking memes.
Yeah.
And then I realized how much money you make off of that shit. Like you can make up to 30K every 28 days on Facebook. Yeah. Just off of fucking bullshit posts.
You guys listening? You guys listening?
And bro, it's fucking crazy. Like there's this one mentor that I fucking like follow all the shit and stuff, and his T Honcho. That fucker probably brings in off of four Facebook pages. He probably brings in around like 50K every month.
That's crazy.
Off of running 4 different pages, copy and fucking pasting, dog.
Yeah. I want to do a 30-second like clip and upload it to Spotify and just get someone there replaying.
So Puya did that with his album. I think it was 5-6 or Gator. He had a 40-second song in there. He said he made over. He talks about it like 200K off of that 40-second song because it was just for the instant replay value and shit. Just because you have to clock over 30 seconds on Spotify to actually get a fucking pay. It is the timing. That's what's weird about it too. And like, so another fucked up side of it is like, the shit is how you get paid through Facebook and shit is what it's technically called is called attention farming, is what they call it.
Yeah, I've heard that term.
So it's like a fucked up term. So like they're paying all these content creators and shit to deliberately keep people staring at their fucking phone.
I was gonna say that about you too. I forgot to. Like you've become very aware and of how to gain the attention and how to attract, and that's what I was leading to with the old head mindset. Yeah. Like they don't quite. Like I'm sure they get it. I'm not trying to offend anybody.
People don't want to learn, though.
But they don't want to put that time and energy into it. And then like some of them don't even really want to put the time and energy into actual like old school promoting either.
Yeah,
you know? But you just got to keep sharing the same shit. Like,
and bro, I spend whenever I'm taking my morning shit, I spend my 30 minutes in my bathroom going through a bunch of as much Facebook profiles as I can and gathering a list of at least 15 copy and paste that I think are gonna have potential to go viral. Schedule them throughout the fucking day and then leave it, and I don't gotta get on Facebook again. Except to fucking reply to comments, because then that helps the algorithm keep boosting it and keep on people's feed.
None of that shit, man.
So then that's it. And then whenever I'm gonna post music, I just don't post no bullshit for that day, and then just my music and keep it like that. So then it keeps in that flow of fucking
it makes it shit. Yeah, it makes it look like you're constantly there and around, but really you're working.
And because people tell me like, damn, motherfucker, think you're on your phone all fucking day and shit. Like, what don't you do all day? And I'm like, work and shit. Like it literally, like, people think of it as, like, a hassle. When it's, like, it takes me 30 minutes a day to do that.
Yeah. Like,
and that 30 minutes a day could potentially make you thousands.
Yeah, it's something that you really gotta really keep the grind.
Bro, I make, like, just on Facebook, I make around, like, $50 to $100 every 28 days.
Yeah.
That pays my internet bill just for the 30 minutes a day posting Facebook.
Shit, I mean, that's not bad.
It's not bad at all, man. I'm trying to reach the higher fucking levels and shit, but for right there, like, I can't complain for 30 minutes a day.
I mean, all it takes is time. That's all it takes. And eventually, it'll be right there.
Do you want a shot or something?
Sure, man.
Cool,
yeah,
brother.
Why not?
Yeah, man. So, yeah, people don't want to learn. And for me, how you're saying with the getting people's attention and doing stuff is that really... Just from paying attention to people and understanding people, being human, know what I mean, with myself and stuff, and that helped me learn people and shit. And then reading a lot helped me out. Like, there's different books. Like, I was watching this Nipsey Hussle interview. I think it was on Breakfast Club, and he's talking about like the 5 like top books any man should fucking read. Mm-hmm. and got me those fuckers. One that's really helped is like the 48 Laws of Power. That fucking book helped me out. I know
is that the that's the one where like it's basically it's like manipulation.
Basically, so that's what the game of power is just manipulation. So there's that. There's like the art of seduction and shit. There's fucking Hustle Harder and Smarter, Curtis Jackson. There's like a bunch of them, but it's pretty fucked up. But once you like read a book like that, it kind of changes you because you're like, oh shit, like people do this motherfucking shit, and you don't even fucking realize like. So I'm in the realm where like I'd rather know than be in the know than the not know.
Yeah.
So like power or knowledge is just power to me and shit, and I'd rather know. And then once I did that, it opened up so much different things because like that book literally teaches you how to start a fucking cult.
Yeah.
How to.
Yeah. No. Okay. So here, I just gotta say this. When I listened to an audio book version of it, the 48 Laws of Power or whatever, and just because I was just curious, right?
It even tells you it's like don't listen to this motherfucking book, unless you want to fuck up your life, because like once you read this shit, there's no going back and shit.
But the thing is, like, as soon as I got done with it and I heard it, and
it's long.
I was like, well, I had like 8 hours. I was at work listening to it all night.
That book is 22 hours, the Audible. The whole thing.
Audible?
Yeah, the whole thing is 22 hours.
I must have listened to the short version.
The sped up one.
Because I got it on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I was just listening. And then, but as soon as I was done, I realized like which motherfuckers that
you see it at work
job,
even. Yeah, bro. I noticed that a bunch. See,
yeah.
And then even like predators and like, and
there's
like,
some people there that like I can name right now. I know for a fact read that shit. I was like, you guys are bitches.
And some
like,
people are corny for that shit.
Yes,
like you're such a fucking cornball.
Yeah.
Like you think you're all fucking
all
like and it's like motherfucker.
I saw right through as soon as I heard it. I heard it and like I just looked around. It was like it opened my eyes a little bit. I was like, these motherfuckers, all of you bitches. I was like, all you fucking bitches. Like
even with like women, like some of the books, like another fucked up book. No, I do not recommend this book. The Art of Seduction by the same guy, whatever the fucking, I can't think of his name, the writer of the 48 Laws of Power. He has the Art of Seduction, and that book is like, you could use that book to fucking mentally fuck someone up, like a lover.
That shit was
friend,
written by the devil, man.
And shit, yeah, bro. I'm like, holy fuck. And then you see how people do this, and I'm just like, God, like you
see how common it
is. It's better to
yeah.
know, because too is like once you know something like that, like once you learn psychology and shit, you're a fucking evil person if you're using it for bad and shit. Like that's the thing. When you know shit like that, you get to that level of knowing psychology and shit, you are a fucked up human being if you're using it for bad.
I had a thought actually the other day about it, because okay, so this might piss off some people, but you know how everyone says it's a white man's world? Well, there's a couple of them in that area over there where we are 8 hours a day, right? And it's like, I look at them, I'm like, you got the whole world in the palm of your hands. I know you read that fucking book, and you're still doing shit.
That's how
like,
what
the fuck is your problem, man?
And I mean, well, some people are just like, some people are just
stupid.
dumb.
They're just stupid.
Some people are just dumb. Some people are content with like the little bit, and that here's the fucked up thing about like some, especially like men that I see over there too, like their power and their like realm of comfortability is like, I got these like 5 fresh out of high school girls that I flirt with at work, and they think I'm the fucking man.
Yeah.
I got my new car that I'm paying way too much a month for. And and I'm here with this extra
motorcycle
blue fucking hat and shit. And yeah, dog. So I don't know. It's a fucked up world out there. Be safe, motherfuckers, and read and learn. Because knowledge is power. Read and learn, man. And
read a fucking book.
So that really helped me with like the music and stuff. Another great one is The Creative Act by Rick Rubin.
Okay.
Very fucking beautiful book for any type of artist and anything. The audible's good. The real book is good. Yeah, man. I just try to learn, and I'm just soaking it all in, man. And that like brought in my form of like art, because it makes you like question things. Like,
you said The Creative Act by Rick Rubin?
Yeah,
Sorry.
The Creative Act by Rick Rubin, and that guy's the fucking man. He's been.
Oh yeah.
He's been in the rooms with fucking every the beginning of so much fucking
anyone who knows hip hop and music in general knows that Rick
everything,
Rubin's
man.
been
System
involved
of the
with
Downs to everything to Red Hot Chili Peppers. He's the one who was like there with them to make like Under the Bridge and a bunch of shit, and like when they revamped themselves, like I can only make California music and shit, and they're like, no, this is it.
You
like,
know what's crazy is like all the stories about Rick Rubin. Like he's just a dude. Like he's just there in the room. He doesn't really do much special, but like he's got a lot in his head.
What he says is
like
what
guru,
he does.
Right?
He's there to like push and lead the energy in a certain direction and shit. So his take of it is we don't ever create. We are antennas or microscopes and shit, and it's just we're just getting streamlines of consciousness that are coming in because these things want to be created into the universe. Mm-hmm. And he like talks about the film.
We only discover, right?
Yeah, we only discover, and that discovery is gonna happen whether it's you or someone else that taps into it. Because once the seed is ready to be planted, it's gonna be fucking planted, and it's up to you to be the one to plant it,
to nurture it, to make it grow.
And if not, because like there's so many times too, like I don't know if this happened to you, but like where you think of something and you never really get around to it, and then it fucking happens somewhere in the world, or like whether. Man. Just some kind of idea, and you're like, "What the fuck?" Like
as a creative, like me and my sister, we talk about this shit all the time.
Yeah,
it happens all the fucking time.
It does, bro.
All the time. Like sometimes it's dumb shit, but other times it's like I wrote that shit down.
Yeah,
I created
here's
that.
One thing too that I learned too is like, don't write shit down and stuff, because once you pull it in, it's for the fucking taking too, and shit, unless you follow that bitch through. So you gotta try not even think of it, like think of it again, like hold it in like that subconscious fucking realm, and
you can't do that if you're drinking and stuff, you know, like if
you can, but it's a fucked up thing, man. The balance of it is crazy, man, because if I could tell you one thing about music and like speaking shit into existence, is that shit is 1,000% true.
Oh yeah.
Everything that I've written about has came into fruition. If it's been bad shit, anything, like it's always fucking.
That's why
happened.
You gotta be positive about
whether
shit,
it took 10 years, 5 years, it's always happened. And then especially with music is like you're doing like fucking spells, because people are singing along to this shit, chanting it into the fucking universe. If it's in their head, or like this shit is constantly being pumped into the universe, this frequency, boom, boom, and
you see it in crowd reactions too. Like specifically at the Haunted Valley Music Festival when you were on, and when you're playing and stuff. And like I haven't dropped all the videos yet of everything that I recorded, but guys, go on the YouTube channel because
check it out, guys.
Because you see like the crowd that they're just standing there, and I remember there was a moment. I don't remember if I recorded it or if because there was a time when I was just watching, right, just being in it, and like when you were on and the crowd's like kind of swaying with you, like at the same time, and I was like, he's got these motherfuckers locked in. Like even Ian was like, your shit was like professional as fuck. Like Ian was watching from a distance. You know?
Like I learned this one thing too is,
and the messages in your music though too at the same time.
Because it's my pain and shit. Like I got when I first started, I was too fucking technical. Here's one problem that I got to say with some people that like not like to say rappers, because I love to rap my fucking ass off and shit.
Oh yeah.
But is the technicality, like Tyler the Creator says it best in like a quote about like Eminem, and he's like, sometimes artists get so technical it's disgusting. Yeah. And shit, and like we will hide our message between too much wordplay and too much shit like that where it misses the point. And like Rick Rubin touches on that too, where he's like when you try to give it more meaning or more like purposeness and shit to it, like you're trying to make it soul and make it meaningful and shit like that, is whenever you fuck it up and miss the point. Like transparency and easiness to intake is like I'm talking to people, know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna talk to somebody and be like the white elephant and and shit like you can, know what I mean? Like, and that's beautiful, people who do that shit, like Jay Electronica and like different people like that could do it, but it's blacked out.
Sometimes too much is too much.
Is too much. And like for me, I'm more of like a spiritual person, and like for my music, for the longest time, it's been the purpose of it is ascension through music. So it's me exposing my pain, exposing myself to myself, kind of for the whole world to like interpret. So
you seem pretty raw and pure about it.
And that's kind of like what I go for with the music. Is like sometimes don't get me wrong, I like to have fun and bullshit, but that's still me having fun and bullshitting like my party side, my this side, like
well, I mean, you're just being who you are.
Yeah, man, and
that's
trying to put that in best form, like it's like a dance and shit, and and the purpose and two is like it's just a legacy, keep your name alive and shit like that too, and like how are you gonna be? I have this vision. It's like a motherfucker finds your shit 10,000 years down the road, and like. That shit could be like the Bible and be rewritten off of like people could listen to like Absol and fucking like 10,000 years from now and like fucking structure life off of that shit. Know what I mean? So I kind of try to a little bit as I can to that. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean everything you put out somewhere in the internet, like you're immortalized.
It's like
way,
the Egyptians, how they believe the ancient Egyptians believed in two deaths. There's the first death of the physical. And there's the second death, which is the eternal, and that's when your name is last spoken. That's when you truly die, is the last time your name is ever spoken.
That means and Michael Jackson's still kicking it.
And
Michael Jackson's still here.
And that's why it's important to keep your family's name alive. Like make sure your kids know your grandpa, your great try to keep those names alive. And that's why history was so important to us and lineage. Forever until now. This is like the only point in the world I think where motherfuckers don't know who their great grandpa was or anything. Like back in the day, everyone fucking knew. Know what I mean?
Well, it's because families these days are just not really families anymore. They're all split up and broken, and they're all angry at each other.
Even within the last like 50 years, it's been shattered.
I blame the internet. I like wholeheartedly. I just blame the internet. Like I know, like this is how we like do our thing and whatever. But at the same time. Like the internet really corrupts you because you just start living your life in constant comparison to the like people that you like quote unquote look up to, you know, like artists and musicians and actors and stuff. Like you created a bunch of false idols and you just sort of fall in this delusion that like because you don't have what they have now you're just worthless and you're sad and you're just empty and you
forget everything because like your fucking brain could only hold so much fucking storage in that motherfucker, so much memories, and we're filtering out our fucking memories and shit for fucking reels to remember fucking reels and TikToks and shit.
Man, that's okay. So like, I'm not trying to be a hater, and I'm not trying to be like what do they call it? The fucking the people that are like against everything.
Yeah,
or whatever. But like it's like there's a reason why for like the podcast I have no goals. This was the goal, right? Like just to do it, and now I'm doing it. But I don't want to be global. I don't want to be famous. I don't want none of that shit. I just want to talk to the good people of Socorro and leave it at that. Yeah. Right. So. I don't do the reels. I don't do any of the shit. Like, I could. I really could, and I don't really like posting. I've been posting more than fucking ever, like, the past, like, 3 months, because the festival's been my life for, like, 3 months, you know? But, like, now I really want to dial it back and just, like, hide again, like, the way I used to.
You're like, damn, that was enough extrovert or whatever the fuck they call it. Yeah,
like, I just want to talk to people, but, like, I want to be an example to my children, right? So like for me, like I know like a lot of people my age grew up with like cell phones and shit, but I did not. I didn't grow up watching TV every single day like that. Grade. Yeah, I didn't have none of that. Like my little sister had a cell phone before I did.
Yeah,
and like fucking she had the sidekick that flipped out with the keyboard.
I never had
and
the
shit.
Sidekick, dog. Yeah. I had my first.
Yeah, that skinny one.
My first one was that fucking coffin Nokia that had the snake on it and shit.
Yeah,
I had that fucker for like maybe like a month, and then finally I got this little slide up Nokia. So it was like a slide fucking one, and it was white and fucking purple, and it had an MP3 player on it.
Oh, that's
on the side. Yeah, that was like my shit forever.
I used to have an MP3 player that had like that little USB on it. Like it was a USB.
Yeah.
And it held like 6.5 songs.
Dude, I used to have one like that too, bro. I had what the fuck? I had gotten one. It was like a little circle one. Fucker could hold like 12 songs. Had to go, homie. Shout out Victor Sanchez, dog, and that motherfucker threw on. Fucking Chain Hang Low I had on that. Chain Hang. Oh fucking I can't remember all the songs, but yeah, man. Fucking
man, back then I used to listen to like a lot of like,
I used to have the CD players, bro.
Oh,
and I remember I'd be in the store with my mama fucking in the shopping cart, and then she fucking hits a little bit in alcohol and shit. Back when there's alcohol, motherfucker hit a little crack, and then your CD skips and shit.
Or trying to shove that shit in your fucking pocket, you know, and hold it. Yeah. I used to get my friends burn a bunch of CDs for me and shit. And dude, I don't even know how I got this stuff.
What was the first CD you ever got? Was it burned or was the first
Oh, it was
one?
burned. It was 100% burned.
Alright.
Dude, we had like no money. I don't even know how the fuck I got a CD. And there was a point in time when I was in elementary school.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom, but like you're gonna hear a dark side about me. But like, so me and my brother, we used to play marbles.
Yeah.
Okay, and somehow, some fucking way, like I remember my brother got a Game Boy for his birthday, and that was like the start of this new beginning for us, right?
Yeah.
And it was Game Boy Color, and fucking we went to school and everybody suddenly had a Game Boy, right?
Yeah.
And so we're playing marbles, and like, you know, like a friend of mine gave me a marble,
Yeah.
and then you start playing marbles and you get more marbles, and then you start, you know, you get good and you keep playing, and then you start trading shit, and suddenly we have CD players, Game Boys, we got fucking games, like off
like
marbles
the
and
dice
shit,
and
off marbles in elementary
Yeah.
school, and I don't know, like. So for me, like that led into like getting the CDs burnt for me, and like I don't know how I kept it away from my parents. Or
stashing
like I just,
it.
Well, because I remember just having it freely, like just I don't know, I don't know, like I just had the shit, and I always had a CD player of some kind, a little portable one. It said no skip bullshit, like you know.
My
like,
family was that is still fucking skip.
Yeah.
My family is always music like that, so they always got me shit for music and stuff. And my first CD was Eminem, The Show.
Okay.
Yeah. Fuck it. So I was cleaning out my closet and shit. I was singing that.
Is that the one where he has that song Puke? You know what I'm talking about?
It might be. I can't think of all the songs. I just listened to it like maybe like 6 months
And
ago
then
again
it
for like
had
old memories and shit.
My Dad's Gone
I'm
Crazy.
a soldier. Yeah, my
Yeah.
dad's gone crazy.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah, bro.
I knew that song by heart by like 3rd
Bro, I
grade.
had that whole album. Me and this this kid Dylan Green, shout out to him. We'd be in kindergarten rapping that shit word for word. That fucker, I thought his white ass was gonna be a fucking rapper, and hell no, but I ended up being.
Hey, are you craving tacos, burgers, fries, and refreshing drinks? One Man Grill has you covered with free delivery. It's affordable, delicious, and just a call away. Order now and stay tuned for new menu items.
In the fucking rapper, but
Fucking rapping many men in the first grade.
yeah, in
Shit.
kindergarten, bro,
Yeah.
we'd be going hard back and forth, and yeah, it was pretty cool. I met up with that fucker actually like a month ago at the Cap. I ain't seen him in like 10 years. I think that was pretty cool.
You know what's crazy is like kids today can't even fathom like the idea that a first grader can know the words like Many Men by 50 Cent.
Yeah, I
Like-
used to be on some gangster shit.
Yeah,
when I was a
yeah.
kid.
Like I had my
was-
Scooby Doo jacket getting on the school bus, and I was just rapping along. It was on the radio.
Yeah.
Like shit was just allowed. But like the kids today, they're like little first graders. Like they know how to swipe on an iPad, but they don't know how to read a fucking book, or they don't know how to like I don't know,
Yeah.
man. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Kids
it is
today are
crazy.
different, man.
Like my son, I freak out because like he's a big into gaming, but he struggles at reading, and I had to fucking be reading. I'm like, dog, by the time I was your age, I was worse than reading in my class. Know what I mean? But still, like, I loved games so much that I've learned how to fucking read because of video games.
Yeah, you have to because you got to
I
know
fucking
navigate
had
the
to,
fucking
bro.
shit.
Fucking
Yeah.
Kingdom of Hearts and shit like that,
Yeah.
and all that shit.
Oh
I
my
was
God,
like,
Kingdom
fuck,
Hearts.
no, yeah, Mario. Because my first gaming system was a Nintendo 64.
Okay, so you're
Or actually, I
reading
had a
everything, huh?
Genesis too, and then fucking my dad and mom fucking sold that motherfucker one time. I came home, they sold that fucker. I was all
Times
pissed.
were rough,
I used to
man.
have the Jungle Book game and shit, the
Shit.
fucking Beauty and the Beast, and fucking Duck Hunt, Mortal Kombat, and yeah. Then I ended up, my grandma got all pissed, and she's like, "Fuck that," and got me a Nintendo 64 with like Mario and shit.
Dude, my first
Mario
console,
64.
my first console I've ever owned was a PlayStation 4.
Damn, what the fuck,
Yeah,
bro? How
yeah.
the hell? And you got all these gaming
Oh,
posters and shit?
I'm new into the gaming sphere, like
Yeah.
relatively, like
Bro, I've been-
I game now,
Yeah.
and now that the show's over, I'm getting back into that shit, and I
Yeah.
fucking love Call of Duty. AJ's giving me shit because he doesn't like Call of Duty.
Yeah,
because
I
he's
can't
been playing
stand
it
Call
since
of
he was a
Duty
kid.
either, bro. Same thing, bro.
But
I've been playing this since I
I'm
stopped
new.
at Black Ops 2, bro. I was like, I'm over this
Dude,
shit.
my first game, because my mom, she bought a PS3 for like me and my siblings.
Yeah.
And so like some days I'd just ditch school and just play that. But like
Yeah.
I played Call of Duty Ghosts. That was my first Call of Duty game.
Damn,
and I was
bro.
in love with it, and everybody hates it.
I
But-
played since Call of Duty Big Red one, bro.
The what?
Big Red one, the first one, Call of Duty Big Red one. Then there's
I've
Call
never
of
heard of
Duty
it,
2.
no.
Bro, fucking
yeah, no.
dog.
I'm out of
The
touch,
old
man.
fucking Tom Clancy's, bro. I forget, Brothers in Hal or something like that. Brothers in Arms or Brother. That shit used to be sick. On I used to be able to blow up fucking fingers. It was like the first one where like you could like gory blow off
Yeah.
heads and fingers and shit. And I was in all kinds of gaming, bro. Fucking.
I wanted to all my life. Like I wish I grew up playing Skyrim because I love the whole idea.
Oh, bro, that was the shit. The Skyrim era, bro. I was growing weed at my grandma's house playing Skyrim. I had a fucking weed plant growing in. I fucking my corner of like my dresser on my wall. I fucking. Put a bunch of foil.
Did your grandma know?
Yeah, bro.
Man, she sounds cool as hell.
Yeah, dog. I bought my first sack and started slanging from my fucking grandma, dog. Whenever I was like 13 or 14, and she's like, "Yo, mijo, you want to buy some bud?"
Man,
me and the homies are like, "Fuck yeah!" Then
shout out grandma.
Yeah, yeah, bro.
That's cool.
And yeah, man. I had my dad had went to jail, and I fucking stole and sold his fucking Mustang. And I sold it to buy. I sold it to fucking Mexico.
You were crazy,
yeah, I
man.
sold that
What?
fucker to Mexico, and for the scrapyard.
What did your dad do to you?
He was pissed, dog.
I mean, but like, did he beat your ass?
Oh,
like,
hell no!
fuck?
Almost, man. I grew up like a very.
Was that your dad over at the festival?
Yeah, the guy with the tattoos and shit.
Yeah.
So my dad, I didn't really. I would on and off see my dad. He was in prison all my life until I was 15, 16. Okay. And then that's whenever we got into like the whole kind of like father-son thing. But at that point, I was already like, motherfucker, like, you can't be my dad. I'm already grown. Like, I don't need a dad no more. And shit like that. And yeah, just a very fucking crazy ass life growing up with my dad and my mom and shit. Because my parents were young. So like my mom had me when she was 17.
Okay.
So fucking I like to say I grew up with her, know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't like how my kids have me. Like my first son, I was 21, 22, so like he had me a little bit mature, but he still went through the shit with me and his mom and shit, like growing up too, partying and
I get
shit
that.
like
My
that.
mom had me when she was 16, so whenever she refers to her mom, she says our mom. I'm like,
Yeah.
motherfucker. Like, try to group me
Like,
into your old ass shit.
Yeah,
Like,
for real. Yeah, so but yeah, that fucker had went to jail and I fucking sold his Mustang and fucking bought me shit to grow weed with it. I fucking went.
That's
and brought
crazy,
grow
man.
lights and he was pissed, bro.
Dude,
he flew me into a wall and shit. And
yeah, like,
yeah, you got that's happened twice though. He went to prison one time and I sold his fucking other car too one time. I said, "Fuck it, just call up the homegirl to take that shit to Mexico." Well, I used to that fucker one time. I was like, I don't know. I was probably like 11 or 12, and that fucker's because he's had like a problem with drugs and stuff. Drugs are big in my family and shit, and that fucker sold my go-kart one time, bro, and I always resented him from that. Like I came home to ride that fucker, I go look at the shit, that fucker's gone.
It sounds like you just coming home and your shit's getting sold, man.
Bro,
like,
we used to get robbed all the fucking time, man.
Shit, man.
Fuck it, that shit used to suck, bro. Get fucking robbed, the people be shooting at the house. My mom used to have crazy parties. That's why, like, for me, I know a bunch of people too, cause like I was the party kid, the like party baby. Like people be like, "Oh, Bajito, you're still fucking crazy." Like they would fucking put like tequila rose in my bottle and get me fucked up like at a baby and shit, and be like having fun. Yeah, Davon, do this and take me to like
fuck?
Yeah, they'd be fucking partying and fucking my mom and all her friends all skinny dippy to doing shit.
Fucking
and
babies having babies doing
no baby,
shit,
yeah. Like
man.
I was the baby just through crazy. Me
Yeah.
and like some of my cousins, man. Like we grew up through some shit back when shit was crazy. And then our parents were all fucking crazy. All my uncles and shit, and yeah, a lot of domestic violence and shit like that.
Well, I'm
And
glad you are who
fucking
you are. You know,
Yeah, that's why
shit.
just learned, and that's how like I'm so I guess who I am is just been through a bunch of shit since a kid to getting in my own shit as a teen, adult, and
so you had to learn a lot pretty quick, I imagine. Then.
Yeah,
It's
man.
Probably why you
got
sound
into
so
drugs
fucking old
and shit.
on your
Yeah,
music.
bro,
Like,
I
you got
got
that
it.
old soul in you, man.
I used to
Shit.
fucking steal meth from my dad and fucking sell that shit. I fucking whenever I was like 14, doing shit like that. And then like I have a song about it. And then like my sister, shout out my sister, I love her ass. Even though like I have a half sister around the same age as me. She just got shot 2 weeks ago too. And
Fuck.
she's basically
She okay?
She's alright, yeah, but she's just basically like an escort and shit on the streets and everything. And I fucking have a song about it and shit, but like I crossed the fucking line as a dumbass kid just for money and shit, and I would fucking sell her meth and got her kind of fed her addiction to where she is today, and I feel kind of guilty for that shit. And yeah, it sucks. Like I done a lot of fucked up shit, kind of like that cross. That's why I have a good moral compass now, is because like I've done a lot of shit that made me feel like shit, and you're like, I don't like feeling like this, so I like, know what I mean, like it's better to help people and like just stupid shit for money. And then the era, like I said, where I grew up was
Well,
like,
I mean, you're a product of your surroundings. You only know what you know.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot to grow out of it and to change your surroundings. And sometimes.
And then I was in that music because I've always, like I said, into music since young. And the people who I looked up to were like the drug dealer rappers, the this, the that. You know what I mean? The badasses. Like whenever I was a kid, I used to. Right now, how I pictured myself was in prison. I never pictured myself like whenever I was a little kid. I used to just always picture me like my dad, in prison, and because like my dad first went to prison whenever I was like 1 or 2, I think, and then did like 5 years, got out, and then back again, and be out for like a year, back again.
Man, like a lot of these other creatives here in town, I imagine you guys on top of the world. So like I see, man, the way you're pushing shit and the way you're getting shit together and like.
Man.
I'm telling you, man, like for me, I was blown away. I still am. I still am. I'm blown away because like I just the talk and the bullshit like for so it took. I've been keeping track of you.
Yeah.
Like I told Josh before, like or I told like Corey and Deshaun, like I've been keeping track of the music scene
of all the
for
people in town and
years,
shit.
for years, and it took me a minute to reach out to you. I always had it in the back of my mind, but like with people talking and they'll spread rumors and say shit like, oh, that he's prima donna or he's this or he's that. Or
well,
he's
people talk shit
or
because
he wants to get paid to be on the podcast, like things like that.
Yeah.
So and I was always like, fuck, like I don't want to fucking do any of that shit, right? So like. But
I'm the least, not interrupt, but the least to pay for shit. I'm like the least mother. I'm like
I get that.
motherfucker.
Yeah,
like,
no, I understand. And like, I really try hard not to judge people based on what other people say. But like at the time, I really was. So I do apologize for that.
Yeah. Oh no, it's all good.
Like
that's what comes with the territory. You know what I mean?
Like I feel like for myself, I have to be guarded and watch out. You know, because like, but also at the same time, it is wrong to judge people based on what other people say.
I do that shit. Sometimes that's a good survival technique. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's why it's instilled in us. But you can't.
I had
take
to
it
watch
too far
out. Yeah,
shit.
you know, I just had to watch out, and because my whole thing is like, life is good. I don't want there to be room for like disagreements to turn into whatever beefs. You know, like my thing is like Logic says, you know, peace, love, and positivity. You know, like as corny as that may be, that's a real fucking thing that I believe in. You know, so
same
like,
thing as me. But when you cross a certain line, like that's the thing too, is like how I was raised was all off of respect. Yes. And shit like that. And there's certain lines that you could cross with me that's like, all right. And then people get turned off too. Is like it depends, because like I said, it's like. A good way to put it is like there's like 5 of you, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So there's like the work you, the you, the one person, the you that the people view you as, and then there's the you that you think you are, and shit like that, you know what I mean? And it just depends the moments and different shit, because like I am a confident guy, but I hate the word humble. That's a bad word.
But is it something that you strive to be?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Like you try to humble yourself? Like you try to...
I try to be human, you know what I mean? Because if you look up the word of the dictionary of humble, it's to belittle yourself, to lower yourself in ranking for other... It's a negative, actually. Humble is actually a fucking negative fucking word. And they program us to want to be humble, to be less than what we're supposed to be. I'm not going to be less than I am for no one, but... I'm gonna be human and relate to you and not be a fucking dick, a culon and shit, know what I mean? Okay. So that's just how it is, unless you cross that line, because like how I was raised and shit is like, you wanna fucking throw down or do some shit, or we'll get there and stuff. And then some people got turned off to me by like the Tim thing and shit, like that whole beef. Yeah. And then how that started was because I did go through like a hot head, like rapidy fucking rap phase and shit, where I was like, I'm gonna call out every fucking New Mexico artist.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Make a giant diss song, and I diss like 30 motherfuckers, bro. All the ones that were in my fucking radar, because there used to be because that's the thing too, is like I've been in the New Mexico, the music scene for a long time. Like people don't know what I mean? But New Mexico has all of it, bro. I got nothing for you too. The people have New Mexico has like a deep fucking shit of people, man, and there's people who've actually like got so close to making it, man, and have fucked it up. But there's been, I'm telling you, people like, for instance, like the kids next door. Yeah. those guys were fucking on MTV with fucking Sway getting interviewed by A$AP Rocky and A$AP Yams and shit. Like, they were making some fucking noise, dog. And they ended up fucking it over, splitting up and shit, and whatever the hell.
Egos. It's gotta be egos.
And then there was like Wake South. Wake South was doing Sway in the morning, fucking right fucking there on the bridge. But he was more like the spiritual and like on that side, like raw fucking hip hop.
Who are they again? Next Door Boys?
So Kids Next Door.
Or Kids Next Door.
Yeah, so the only one that raps now is Ben Shelton. And he's signed right now to Zanny, which is a promotion and shit group in Albuquerque that does like the shows at the Launchpad and shit like that. Cause I brush shoulder with a lot of people too. Cause I used to be I was like signed to this Earth Entertainment group, and it was like the same promotion group for like Machine Gun Kelly and shit like that, like back in the day. And they were getting me pretty big shows and shit, and fucking just burning the fuck out of me. I ended up getting a big old thing with them because they were just using me, man. I'd sell like 50, 100 tickets, make like fucking $1,000, $2,000, and they pay me like $30
what
out of the cut. Yeah. And
what the
and
fuck?
we would bring the most people because like you seen for the like Haunted Valley Music Festival, like I could get people out places depending when. And this was out in Albuquerque, bro, and I'd bring the biggest show we had was a Rock the Mic Music Festival, and that shit was like 280 people. The bottom floor and the top bar floor of the Launchpad was fucking packed. And that shit was just crazy, man. And I made fucking $30 for that show.
The ideas that I have for the next one, because I sorry to like, I don't know, change it, but not really. But like, it's a conversation flows and shit, bro. But like, I really want the next one to be bigger and to have a longer duration.
Yes.
And the timing I have for it, I don't know. Did I tell you the timing? The date?
No.
Did I give you a date? Okay.
No, you're telling me something like spring, fall type deals like that.
I have a date for the next one,
cool.
And I got the okay from it because like we didn't have the meeting that we're supposed to have. Yeah, that we were supposed to have, but I just went ahead and shot the date at him, and he said that's great. So we're gonna do it. But yeah, guys, there's gonna be another festival.
Fuck yeah,
and it is gonna be a festival type of thing, but. The ideas that I have for this one, because there's gonna be 3 of us now working on it.
Heck yeah.
And you know the other one, right?
Because you said Tim's getting in, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay,
and
so
me and you,
yeah. So essentially, it's gonna be from what I believe, it's gonna be the same rules. Like he's letting me have my way with it.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna go in and corral everyone together, and we're gonna just put up a big ass show. But I have an idea that we can do to gain some funds to make it better, to make it bigger, because it's gonna be warmer, and if it's a longer time, then it's going to be. I guess I want to do like water balloons or slip and slides, and you see how hilly it is, you know, like over there. I feel like
and I'm telling you, I got the connects and shit for that shit too, man. Like,
yeah,
because that one like summer bash party we throw, man. That fucker, that we get the biggest jumper in the state. The only people that these guys that have done it is pretty crazy. So it's called like Amazing Jumps or something, and they got these 2 giant ass motherfucking slides, and me and Bones Jones are the only people that personally have rented the giant ones.
Yeah.
And they're like, you guys are the only motherfuckers that rent them, and they usually cost $600 every 4 hours.
Every 4 hours, good.
And we did that one time for like 2 days or something like that, and then now we got the hookup where we just pay them $1,000, and then they give it to us for 4 days.
You think you guys can give us a better deal on that? Like, we'll shout you out on the podcast.
But here's the thing too, though, is like they got. It's like some fucking Italian guy that runs it and shit, and he's pretty crazy, dog. I'll give them. They'll come too. That's why they like me too. Is I'll give them all 1/8. All the motherfuckers that come down and set up and shit. I'll be like, yo, here's some fucking weed and shit, and I'm just like, yeah. And they're like, fuck yeah, dog. You can just keep this shit over here. Let us know when you're ready. So
yo, shout out RJ Silva.
Yeah, RJ, man. Like, shout out, brother.
He came through. He told me. He told me some shit at the end of the night, and I really appreciate him. And like,
he said just let him do some business there, then he'll hook it up. And see, that's what it's about. And like for the funds aspect that you're saying too is reach out to A good way is reach out to sponsors, because there's a lot of people that will sponsor you, especially if they know we could drive a crowd out.
Yeah, and that showed me that night because of you and because of Tim and because of like all the artists, honestly, like everybody is sharing it for months and just like hyping everybody up and just brought everybody. Dude, I really thought it was only gonna be like 12 motherfuckers.
I told you, no, I was like, I could at least bring like 25, but it ended up being more. But I was like, it got to the point where I was getting worried. You're like, damn, we're gonna get popped.
I was looking at it, and there's people sitting on the cars and stuff.
Bro, it was packed all the way to the back. I was like, damn,
I know. I was like, hey, what's the limit here? Like, I was like, holy shit, like this is a lot. But no, it was fucking cool though. No drama, no bullshit. There was like nothing, like no craziness. And that's the thing, like community is a thing done by the community for the community, and I love that the city's not in it.
Everyone loved it. Like everyone that went from like that I talked to was like, this was fucking fun, you guys gotta do this again. Like, and then too, like everyone was allowed to drink and shit, so like my mom was all happy catching the buzz with her homegirls, and they're just jamming out, and like it was
awesome. It was the perfect combination of like family friendly and everyone having a good time and doing their own thing, and at the same time like just showcasing the talent here in this town. And that was the idea, like just showcasing everybody, and like I fucking love it. And now I want the next one to not necessarily, okay, I keep saying bigger, but maybe be more impactful. Now. Like I want the same people coming out,
your toes in the water and shit. And now it's like, all right, let's make this professional a little bit. And then just let's double up and do it again, man. Like I said, I'm down. I don't got a lot of money to fucking throw around, but I'm down to sacrifice and put into shit. Like I'll give motherfuckers my last dollar and do shit. And
that's what it was becoming. Like we were all pitching in. We're all putting it in together, and I think we could do it again.
And I was just like, let's make this shit sick.
Yeah. No,
and that was the main goal.
Free entry. Like my thing is like,
see, that was the biggest incentive, because not to talk shit about, I love y'all motherfuckers, but we some cheap asses in this town. We don't like to pay for shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That would literally turn off a lot of fucking people, bro.
Yeah, I don't want to charge people. Like I'll tell you guys right now. Like, so anyone in the future, whoever wants to do a deal with Life at Night, like, I will never, ever, 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 if I'm a
Step into a world of cuddly delights with Crochet by Night. Dive into your favorite fandoms with our meticulously crafted stuffed dolls inspired by movies, TV shows, comics, superheroes, anime, and beyond. Whether you're a Potterhead or a Whovian or a die-hard superhero fan, we've got something special for you. Plus, unleash your creativity with custom commissions. Join us at your local farmers market every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. for a dose of handmade happiness. Your favorite characters await. Let's crochet some joy together.
part of a music show, charge people to come in.
Yeah.
It's always going to be free entry if I'm a part of it, because I don't believe in that. I hate that shit.
No, it'll be fun too. Like one thing that I want to do is for like a homecoming kind of one. I've always had like this dream of like a misuse of a stage is at the fucking Finley Gym in Socorro. There's the whole giant motherfucking basketball court, and then all that in the back, and then there's the giant ass stage right there for like a stage performance and shit. And that would be fucking sick.
Well, who's in charge of that?
I don't know who's the coordinator, but I'm pretty sure we could fucking talk to. That's the thing is people think people are out of reach. Like I'll run in Randy and John or fucking the mayor fucking at John Brooks. Sometimes I'll be like, yo, dog, like.
You run into the mayor of John Brooks?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The mayor?
Yeah.
I don't see that dude anywhere.
No?
Anywhere. And we live at the heartbeat of this town. We
fucking,
work at the heartbeat of this town.
We don't shop at Walmart. His ass goes to John Brooks.
Man.
And then I'm really good friends with his daughter, Hallen.
Okay.
And shit, Jeff's sister and shit.
You're the first person I've had on the podcast that's got any of this type of stuff to say.
Yeah, like, that chick is awesome. She always shares my music too. She tries to share Jeff's asset, but Jeff is a motherfucker. He don't fuck with the town at all, bro. All his discographies and shit, he don't shout out Socorro, don't do nothing. That motherfucker had his little studio in his house out there, fucking San Antonio or whatever the fuck right there. That fucker does not shout. You'll catch him at the Cap.
Really?
Yeah, you'll catch his ass at the Cap shooting pool and shit.
He's supposed to be
He's the Grammy Award winner. Fucking
that worked with Diddy. No joking.
He wrote the song Tonight We Are Young.
Really?
Yeah. He did the keys on Who Gon' Run This Town Tonight. Hey. Rihanna, Jay-Z.
Yeah.
He just co-produced Young Thug's last album.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
Jeff Basker, dog. Our mayor will be out in Cali chilling with Bruno Mars and Jeff Basker and shit, cause he produces for Bruno Mars too.
Meanwhile, he's got nothing but gas stations in his town is falling apart.
Yeah, dog. And the
I'm
music,
sorry,
that's
man,
what's
but,
crazy too, is like
man.
the music thing. But I think some people just do it for money and shit. And
Yeah.
a lot of people, because of how our town is like we got a lot of good people, but there's a lot of bullies, like especially like Jess
Yeah.
age. That's when like the gangsters shit were around. They probably shunned his ass for making music, so he's probably like, fuck this place. He's probably bullied and picked on. I wouldn't doubt it. Know what I mean?
Well, there's a lot of creative people that that live in a constant state of rejection.
Yeah.
Like
I was like
so
that
I
for a
don't know.
while
Yeah.
too, man. I went through my shit like that, but hey,
No more
nah,
of that
you
shit.
gotta
Like,
be
I
out
wanna-
there with the people. There's a world out there, dog. You
Yeah.
gotta be fucking moving and talking to people and moving.
Talking to people. That's like the biggest thing, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to do this podcast is
Yeah.
to create a platform. Like while the guest is on the podcast, it is their platform to talk and whatever, right? So like my idea is to build connections. Like that's what I was hoping would happen at the festival, is like everyone would talk and politic like in the background before.
And we
their
did.
sets
Me
and
and
stuff,
Tim ended up tapping in. Junior, I gotta get Junior Edmundo on a motherfucking to do some bass lines and shit. Cause I got all that shit in my studio to do all that, man, and fucking.
But like creatives, like visual arts or like whatever it is that they're
there's
into, I
actually,
want everyone to.
oh,
I
my
want
bad.
everyone to be connected.
There's actually an event in Albuquerque on the 26th this month, which is a creative get together and shit. I sent Jolene the link and shit, and I'll have to shoot you that shit. Maybe we could all roll together, carpool. It's from like 6 to 10, so they're like parties kinda, but it's at a venue. They're at venues, and then it's just you meet up with all kinds of fucking artists. There's the people who throw shows in Albuquerque, vendors, event coordinators. It's a big old get together like that, and that's how I made like a lot of connections and people with Albuquerque too.
Yeah.
Fucking,
I think so
like you'd freak out, dog. Like, so like for New Mexico, bro. Like the homie Jet. DJ Stigmata, I got him on a song with Bodega Bams. I don't know if you know Bodega Bams either.
I don't.
Have you heard DJ Stigmata?
No.
He's a Harper's DJ. He just got back from Great Day. He was on tour with Great Day, and this is a second North American tour, and he's gonna be going to Europe on a European tour. And he's a DJ, sick ass DJ. He was a DJ for Cottonmouth Kings, and then now Harper, and fucking be chilling with Puya, all them, and all that shit.
Dude, I feel blind to all of this information. Like I have no idea.
His brother's actually an A&R for Interscope and shit. And yeah, the fucker's out in Burke, dog, and got a song with him. He's a cool ass fucking homie. And then I got invited to my first artist party and shit with was this guy I met from the Rap Beef shit when I called out all the fucking rappers. And it's this kid, Rylan Oz. You ever heard of him?
No, Rylan Oz.
Rylan Oz. He's from Dog, I swear to God, if it's not me to blow up, it's that kid, bro. He is like, I could rap and like talk and good to people. This kid is raw fucking talent. Plays the guitar, sings, raps, and been through some shit.
What's
so he
the
has
catch,
stories.
though?
I don't know the catch, but he's like,
Man.
he has raw fucking talent, bro. Like I trip, like this guy could be like on like a Playboy Cardi level of fucking like. He could be fucking sick. Like if it's not me, it's that motherfucker.
As long as he keeps pushing, man.
Oh yeah, he just moved out of Cali. Shout out Rylan Oz, man. That fucker. He just moved out to LA to go push his shit out there.
Okay.
He's a little younger. I think he's like 25 or 24. But yeah, that fucker we met from that shit. Cause like, nah, I'm the best fucking rapper in New Mexico. And I was like, finally a motherfucker that bump heads, cause everyone didn't
So it sounds like you wanted to cause some friction.
Yeah, well, because rap's a competitive sport.
Yeah.
And it's like you gotta still have that competition.
See, like I don't know. Did you hear my opinions on it?
No.
Did you listen to the podcasts and stuff?
Which one? I've listened to some of them.
So I'll just tell you now.
I listened I got through almost all the one with you and Tim, but then I listened to the whole one with Tim, his daughter, and Jolene. I listened to all of Jolene's.
Okay, so you're more on the new ones.
Kind of newer ones,
okay,
yeah.
So the older ones, 10. Man, they sound like crap because I was just recording on this phone and then one phone before this one. So it was very fucked up and I had no idea what I was doing. But I still don't. But okay, so I don't know if you caught this or anything, but I like to try to be as blunt as I can.
Yeah,
I try to be very honest.
That's the best way to be.
You know?
I don't fucking like yes men, dog. It's better to be blunt. I don't get my feelings.
I did check it out. All right, I checked it out and I checked out Tim's thing. And
so did you hear the original one, or did you hear my diss to Tim?
So I know that Tim, he apparently he went first.
No, so I did.
Or no, you did that one, and he had a response.
Everybody,
yeah, I listened to that,
and
one.
I threw in Josh and him. So I was like,
yeah. So my thing is, okay, I'm just gonna speak loudly on.
Go ahead, dog.
Part.
I don't get my feelings fucking.
So because I know everyone's past it.
Yeah.
Everyone but Josh. But
even if we weren't, I'm not a motherfucker to skip touchy subjects and shit. Give me your fucking raw opinion.
All right, so. So when I listened to yours, because I know you said
it's called Back on the Map was the first fucking the one that started it all.
Yeah, and you said something about something. Let me give you a mental note or whatever.
Yeah, it's like you claim your mind is lyrical. Yeah, well, take these mental notes or some shit like that. Yeah.
So my thing,
it wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't and you were younger, you know.
Yeah.
So,
I was a hot-headed kid where I was shut
it.
the fuck up, because I was at that age in life where I was like, I'm in my motherfucking prime. I'm rapping my fucking ass off.
I was like, you can tell in the song, the way I was thinking about it when I was listening, I was like, you can tell he's feeling very little brothered. He's being put down.
That's how it was. Nobody gave me my fucking respect, dog. Yeah. And it's always been like that.
And it's for me, it was like a reach out to get that. But I feel like in the worst way possible.
Bad taste. I look back, it was kind of bad taste. But backstory for that too is I had just fucking I had just popped my fucking lung after that shit too. Okay. So I was down bad for I was just I had just bought my house, remodeling it. There was nothing in that fucker, and it was just cold, grimy dungeon. And fucking I was just staying up for days, popping acid, drinking, smoking and shit, working on this album and knocking out shit, because I had been fucked over. Some of the you don't understand too is I've done a lot behind the scenes to the music and this, especially not just town but New Mexico, for people that you wouldn't even I've had artists live with me from Las Lunas, Albuquerque for a week, and I teach them fucking mixing, mastering, recording. I've given people studio equipment, microphones, fucking everything, fucking interfaces, and they'd all be like, I got you. And no one ever
got you, right?
Nah, fuck no. I needed a beat, I needed a verse, I needed this. No one ever fucking got me, but I jumped for everyone. And I was at that point, and I had just I was doing this song fucking broke, because I was I've always been a giver and shit, but I was just broke, tripping on acid, making this song, and fucking I was smoking resin, dog, and fucking some Fronto leaf tobacco and resin in a bowl, and then boom, I got a pain in my chest, and I was just fuck, trying to breathe through it, just meditate. Let me bust a meditation real quick, do some deep breathing, and it started hurting worse, and I thought I was having a seizure or something, and I was fuck, and I was high as fuck on acid and shit, drunk, stoned. And it's 6 in the fucking morning. I go outside, my grandma's out there, and I was like, no, something's going on. And she's like, you're just fucking drunk, fool. Get your ass to bed. What the fuck are you doing? So I'm all right, let me go inside, lay down. I'm laying down next to my chick, and I'm just fuck, about to cry in pain. And I'm I need to go to the fucking hospital. I go to the fucking emergency room. They're oh, nothing's wrong with you, sir. You're just having an anxiety attack. Here's some Xanaxes.
What the fuck?
Fuck yeah. And then I'm no, something's fucking going on. I fucking feel like I'm dying, something's going on. So all right, let's run some x-rays and shit. And they're oh shit, you popped a hole in your lung is collapsed, and you've been your body's pressurized because all the air is just going into your chest cavity and your stomach from breathing and shit. And it was the worst fucking pain ever, bro. So they fucking end up rushing my ass to the surgery and fucking put me on morphine. So I'm on acid, morphine, drunk, stoned. And I end up having an allergic reaction to the fucking morphine and my throat's closing. And they fucking go and slice my ass open like under my armpit to fucking fit the tube in.
Yeah.
To like pump out all the blood. And I had to get hooked up to like a vacuum and shit. So the doctor slices me fucking open. He's like, where's the 12 gauge tube at? 12 gauge. They're like, we don't got it. What the fuck? I already cut him. He's bleeding out. And I'm just like, oh. Fuck. And I'm just like, oh, fuck. And I'm just watching all my blood just drain up. And so the doctor just gets his fucking finger and just stuffs it in the hole to stop the bleeding. And his fucking finger, I can just feel it in my rib cage and shit. And I'm just like tripping balls, so I'm feeling everything. And then my throat's, I was the highest I ever fucking been, dog. I was like, holy fucking shit, like about to fucking meet God. I'm like, God damn, my fingernails are dug into the fucking armchair. I'm just like, shit. My mom's there like, fuck, like crying and shit. She's like, you'll be alright. I'm just like, fuck. And they end up fucking finding a different tube and jamming that fucker in. And I felt like that fucker stabbed my heart. You could just feel that fucker go all the way in. Boom. And they hooked me up to the vacuum and it's just pumping out blood. And then finally starts getting the air and the pressure down. And I just in the hospital for like 4 days. And then I was just like, at that point, I was like, all this because of fucking rapping and because I'm so hard-headed and stuck in this art. Like, I give up everything for my fucking music. And I was just like, fuck everyone, fuck, like, no one gives me my respect, I'm gonna fucking take it. Yeah. I'm done with this shit. Like, I'm willing to die for this shit. None of these motherfuckers are. And then that's what stirred I did a post. Who the fuck wants to go to war with this rap shit? Like, let's bring back the competition because all you guys are pussies. I did a post.
Maybe that rang true then. Shit. Like, I don't know. Like getting some context behind it. Like, maybe it's the alcohol hitting me right now.
I don't know. But I was in that mode. Know what I mean? And I was just like, fuck no. Like, who wants to go to fucking war? And people were laughing at it and shit. Yeah. I fucking called out all them motherfuckers, dog, and everyone I could think of. And then...
See,
but not like super angry, but I was like trying to make it little.
It was a call out to test people and get them on their grind to start rapping.
That was like that. Seriously. Like, let's go then, because I'm about it. Like, I'm willing to die for this shit.
So before I hear that story, so this is what I was thinking. Okay, shit, opinions have changed, but like context is key. But I think like. So before, what I was thinking, I was like, man, he should have just went about it like he should have just went in and just started ripping it, like just started rapping like his motherfucking ass off and just
instead of name calling like a fucking bitch, because name calling is some hoe shit. But I was like, how do I get my point across though?
I wouldn't call it hoe shit, but like I think at when you're that early in the game and you feel like you got something to prove. And I think this is what rappers today who've been in the game. Yeah. Like, I think Lyrical Minds should be doing this, and I think Josh should be doing this. Anim Dope should be doing this. Like, like I think that you guys should be like just rapping your fucking ass off and just improving your skill and constantly improving your quality, improving your flow, improving your lyrical abilities. You know, like in your writing, and like maybe like get some bodies of work out there. You know, like, but like I was thinking at the time, like if you want to really get that respect and demand that respect, then that means you gotta rap better and you gotta be better and you gotta just shut everybody else's shit down every time you get featured on a song. I say because you know that shit. Kill it, but and outshine them, because I just heard this track by Joe Love that she sent me the other day, and she has the smallest little fucking part in this song with this whoever the fuck this corny ass dude is. I don't know who. That's like, the thing.
Joe Love, stop fucking with these band lab motherfuckers, girl. Like that's why I invited her to this thing, because like, oh my god, that's like super potential right there. Like, she needs to stop fucking with these band lab motherfuckers.
There's a couple people that are really cool that she collaborates with. Yeah, but. The last one, like I was listening, I was like, man, when did she come on? And like I was just listening. It was one of those things that I was like, okay, I'm listening to this for you, you know? But then I was like, oh shit, like this is fucking dope. I'm in it. I'm listening. I'm like,
and then it's over already.
And then it's over before I could say, yo, babe, listen to this shit. Like talking to my wife, you know, like before I can say, like, hey, listen to. Oh, it's
barely
over.
Touch the cheeks and you bust that shit. You're like,
I was like, what the fuck? But like. like you could. I want the you artists to just like. This is what I was thinking at the time, though, right? Like, or still kind of now, but like, what I was thinking of your rap thing, your diss or your challenge, rather. I was like, just get out there and just fucking be better. Just be better. Just be the example that you want to see.
And I wish I would have, but it all happens for a reason and goes. And then see, Tim took that shit super personal. And then
I don't understand that.
And then he called in some shit like about my baby mama and shit like that. Yeah. And I'm like, that's some shit that fucking don't fly. So then, dog, I was at work at Tech writing that shit. You could ask fucking Victor from the produce. Yeah. He was with me, dog. I wrote that shit at work to like no beat. Went, found the fucking perfect beat. Yeah. And you recorded that shit in like 30 minutes.
You made it sound like you had that shit pre-recorded.
Slammed the fucking bottle of Hennessy. I went in, and that one was probably the most fucking... People love drama. So that shit boosted our shit both. Boom, boom, boom. Both of our shit went up for that shit. And it started controversy, and which is good. Like, look at Kanye and 50 Cent. Like, people orchestrate fucking beef. Yeah. Even like this.
I just wish people would keep it about hip hop.
And see, that's why it crosses. Because mine was all hip hop. Yeah. And then he went into family details. So then I went into family details. And for me, it's like, I'm a guy that's like, you want to get dirty, we'll get fucking dirty. Because like, then if we got to do something, whatever the fuck comes with it, comes with it. And so, like, I regret it now because, like, it's just not fun talking about people's wives and
kids
and kids and shit. It's not tasteful and fun. And I was younger at the time, but that was like a pure anger song, and that's I guess why it translated too, because of emotions. Fucking,
you get caught up in the feels and you started saying wild shit.
And bro, and look at like I dissed Wake South in that shit. Wake South is dead. Fucking got hit by a drunk driver and shit. That guy was someone I looked up to. Fucking, I dissed this guy O'Connor too. Same thing.
But even thinking back, like
that fucker helped me out in the clubs and shit. I'll go to the clubs, bro. I'll go to the clubs. They'll be playing my music in the clubs. They'll play my music in the strip clubs sometimes just because of homies and shit. I'm like, damn, I'll be in the strip clubs, fucking people shaking ass, dude. Shit. I'm like, this is me. They're like, shut the fuck up, motherfucker. Get them. I'm trying to see some titties. Get the fuck out. And I'm all hyped, like, shit, y'all don't even know.
Yo, you listen to the lyrics. Listen, bro. like
bro,
giving them a full breakdown of what.
Yeah, bro, like, you'll be surprised how the fuck the music shit happens. Like, me and my chick, we're at the fucking, we're at Cake nightclub. I meet the guy that I dissed too. Garrett O'Connor used to live here, fucking started his own shit. So, backstory, whenever I started rapping, so in town, like, origins, inspiration. First person I ever knew that rapped in town was Jaybird.
Okay.
I've heard him mentioned, I think by Tim. Who might have mentioned him.
Jaybird. Yeah, maybe. Like, man,
he does like tint and shit too, but he was the first one. And my cousin Dez, his daughter, was like on they have a song like because her mom died, and they did a song together all around that. And I grew up on like that shit. As locals, know what I mean? That was the only person I knew that in town fucking rapped, and I always wanted to, but was always scared. So then fucking, I started fucking taking rap serious. Started dropping songs, and then like Tim was dropping songs. I think I was like a big factor for people to break through the fear. They don't give me the credit because I was just doing shit and pushing people, know what I mean?
You're doing shit differently too.
Yeah, and like the young guy sparking and like, oh shit, it's alive. So like, it fucking Jaybird, and there was Anthony, Tony.
Okay, yeah.
So there was him.
Shout out One Man Grill.
Yeah, shout out One Man Grill. Shout out Tony, motherfucking your boy Slangs. So it was your boy Slangs, this Jesse G, and Sicko, which was fucking, oh my god, Sammy Garcia, man, R.I.P. And crazy backstory with that too. See, so here's it all interties too. So like, Sammy, Tony played his song too. So like, the last song he played was with Sammy Garcia, Sicko, and he's the first person who ever had me on a mic rapping. First person that gave me a shot to rap. But crazy story is, me and that fucker had beef for a long time. He's like 7-8 years older than me, and I wanted to kill this motherfucker. This fucker bro, like we like had it out, like real shit. He fucking I was probably like 11, and my mom was throwing the party. We're neighbors and shit. And this guy's always been in and out of my life. Like his brother, how I said my house used to always get robbed and shit. His big brother, Tinker B, he used to rap too. Fucking Tinker B, rap master. That fucker used to break into my house. And one day, my mom was having a party and he was there and he's just like, Davon, he's like, that fucker breaks your house again? And he gave me a knife. You fucking stab him right in his fucking stomach and turn it as hard as you fucking can. End his fucking life. That's how the fuck you deal with that shit. And ever since then, I had knives stashed around my house as like a little kid. Cause I'm like, no motherfucker's gonna rob my mom again.
Yeah.
No one's in, cause my dad was in prison, so I always felt like I had to protect my fucking mom and shit. And I had no man figure in my life to do that shit besides like my grandpa, but that's like older and know what I mean. He was a badass motherfucker, but still. So, anyways, long story short, that fucker one day, fucking Sammy and his homies. They're Bagley boys. So this was still whenever the gang shit was still doing, like the gang generation was like the one older than me.
Yeah.
Was still like when it was big Sureños, Bagley boys, motherfucking second streeters and shit like that. And this motherfucker came with his homies, beat the fuck out of my mom and all her friends because they had beef with the guy over there and fucking broke my mom's jaw, brass knuckles, smashed all the windows to our car, our house and shit. I was too tiny to do anything to all these grown men. And I fucking promised I was gonna grow up and beat this motherfucker's ass or kill him. I was like, I'm gonna fucking get revenge. Him and my dad were the only two guys I had it out for. I was like, I'm gonna fucking end my dad because he wants to beat my mom and do shit, and I'm on this motherfucker. Mm-hmm. So, a few years later, I'm like 16, and I was slanging all in my fucking little drug life doing shit. This kid hits me up, and he's like, yo, think you could sing a sack to my homie? To my cousin, he'll be at fucking Clarkfield, in a white fucking Suburban or whatever the fuck. He's like, just hop in. It's like 1 a.m. I'm like, alright, gotta make this money. I fucking get my shit on, my little jacket and shit. I used to ride bikes to sling sacks and walk and shit and just ride my bike. Go serve this guy. Jump in the fucking car. It's fucking Sammy. Locks the fucking door. He has his pistol right in the center console. Davon, it's time we talk man to man, dog. We're going for a ride. Fuck! I was like, I got set up. I'm gonna die for $20 fucking dollars, dog. I'm gonna fucking die for $20 fucking dollars. Fuck. Takes me out to the fucking boonies and shit. And he's like, we're gonna talk man to man. I'm like, it's not man to man, really. When fucking you got your gun, I'm locked in your fucking car. And he's like, I know, dog, but that's just how the fuck it is. And you can take it however the fuck you want to take it. He's a straight up motherfucker. Don't give a fuck. I just want to tell you to your face, I'm sorry what the fuck I did to your mom. And I regret it every fucking day. And I looked at him, and we looked each other in the eyes, and I believed him, and I was just like, you for real, dog? You for real? Yeah, man. And he's like, I want to make shit right. What the fuck can I do to make it right? And I was like, nothing. I was like, I appreciate you talking to me and shit. And ever since then, we ended up becoming homies. And fucker picked me up the next day. He's like, you want to record? He's like, I seen you start rapping and doing your little thing. I got my studio. I'll pick you up tomorrow, dog.
See, that's gangster.
That was scary as fuck, dog.
But
I thought I was going to die. I was like, fuck.
I'm sorry, but that shit right there, when like, it's like
he didn't give a fuck.
But he talked to you. You know, he spoke.
And that's what respect is. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the tables ain't always gonna be even. But
I imagine he put himself in your shoes and what he was thinking about. Like if someone did something to his
my mom and shit.
Yeah,
that's what I took. And he's just like, you're a good ass kid, bro. And I regret that shit. And he's just like, let me know what the fuck I could do. He's like, I'm gonna pick you up, bro, and do some studio time and shit. I see you doing your thing. That fucker picks me up the next day at my grandma's house, dog. Beep, beep, beep. Jumps out the fucking car. I open my grandma's door. That fucker throws me an AR. Let's ride, dog. Damn, like, he is a crazy ass fucking guy, bro. So we fucking end up rolling, going to the fucking studio.
How'd your mom
made like 2 songs
about that? Like when
she was like,
she found out you were rolling with them.
At first she was just like, what? And my dad was pissed. Like, what the fuck you gonna be doing? Like from prison, it was just like, that's some punk ass shit. But it all got squashed because my family was trying to get him, dog. But that fucker would walk around with like a SKS on his back. Pistols. He could box too. So that's the thing too, is like my dad
worried,
like, my dad he knew, because like my uncles, like I got some crazy ass fucking family members, dog, and that fucker was strapped, dog, and he was a cage fighter. My dad's a cage fighter. My dad was like a light heavyweight, like a king of the cage champ and shit, and so like fighting and shit's always been in my family and doing stuff like that. And but that fucker was rolling heavy, and he fucking took me in, and
y'all used to live.
My dad told me he got in an argument with your ass or something one time, or your brother or something.
Okay, I wanted to bring that up because I saw him. I wasn't sure if I recognized him or not.
He's like, that's the guy throwing this shit. He's like, me and his brother fucking got into an argument over some shit.
Let me just tell this story because nobody knows this story. I
was watching the story. I didn't ask him too much.
No, so me, my brother, and my brother's homie, right?
We used to live in the hood over there.
We were just chilling, man. We were just like me.
And my dad is a grade A dick.
Your dad.
Dick.
Your dad was cool as fuck that day.
Yeah.
Like I'll say that, like, because we were just, it was just me, my brother, and his homie, and we were just chilling, and my brother, he's just retarded, right? So like I thought he just went outside to take a piss, and our doors are open, like we didn't give a fuck back then, we were like 17,
because you used
18.
to live on those houses right between the Sotos, those ones right there.
So we were just chilling, fucking drinking, me and his homie were having a good time. I can't remember the dude's name, but he was my brother's friend though, and we were just chilling. I think we were playing PlayStation or something, and suddenly, like, my brother, he just stepped out for like maybe 5 minutes, and I thought he was just taking a piss or something. Like, didn't think anything of it. My brother comes back in. He passes out on the floor. He's just laying there. Nothing. Suddenly, I seen a gang of motherfuckers stand outside my door, and I'm like, "The fuck?" I was like, "What's up?" And they were like, "Who's swinging on our fence, cussing and shit or whatever?" We're like, "What?" They're like, "That motherfucker right there." And they point out my brother, and my brother's like he wants to start talking to shit. I said, Richard, shut the fuck up before I let them fuck you up. I was like, what the fuck is your problem? Like, I was like, hold on. I'm like, what? They're like, oh, he's just a kid.
To mediate it.
Yeah, they're like, he's just a kid. And I was like, I was really like at the point because I was so sick of my brother's shit. Yeah. I was like, you know what? I was like, fuck him up, whatever. Like, I was like, he fucking deserves it.
Sometimes you need a good ass whipping.
Yeah,
I've had that happen to me. Sometimes you need a good ass whipping.
That's the thing. Like, man, I was so, that was my, like, if I remember correctly, this was my day off because at the time I was also working nights. Yeah. And at the same place. And I was just like, I'm trying to chill. Like, what the fuck? My brother wants to fucking ruin my day? Nah, have him. You know? I was like,
I'm done with that shit.
But then they were like, oh, like, okay. Like, they realized, like,
and then my family
was just stupid.
Real too. Like, we'll fucking box and then shake each other's hands after.
Yeah, no, like,
and shit like that. Like, fighting's like a normal, casual fucking thing. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
But
no,
like,
that's how it is for like my family and shit. Like, we're just it is what it is, you know. Like, and you just kind of move on.
But the whole ass it just.
But man, like I remember that, and I couldn't tell if that was him when I saw him at the festival. I was like, I don't know, like because I remember, but that was him, and he was chill as shit though.
He
that
was
day.
Pissed about that. Oh, that fucker's crazy, bro. We've been through some shit with that guy.
He seemed pretty relaxed. Like, he was just like, when he realized it was like a kid, like, because I remember there was like, everybody was there. Like, there was like women and kids. And, like,
well,
there
my
was,
mom's,
like
I said, I grew up like a party family, dog. Like, big old fucking bachongas, dog. Big old fucking hundreds of fucking people, dog. Of like,
I kind of wish he fucked my brother up a little bit at that time, because my brother was being like, he's a stupid.
My dad
drunk.
used to be able to throw down, bro. Like, he fucking put some fear in motherfuckers, and it works both ways. It's helped me and made me enemies, like, especially in jail. Like, the times I've been fucking in jail, either it goes I'm good or it goes bad, because he has either enemies or this. And the name, one thing I learned, like, once I started going to jail and shit, was name carries fucking weight. And like, so does the street. Like, I got like the yin and yang, like, from my grandpa's side. His name was nothing but love and respect. The Chavez name and all that shit. And then my dad was like the ultimate, like, respect, but then disrespect and shit going on. And I had like that yin and yang of both sides, like the good ass man to look up to, and then the fucking guy that's fucking up in prison, beating people up. People hate him, want to kill him, want to fucking. I've gotten shit where that fucker, like, people wanted to kill me and my kids because of his ass. Like, I got death threats even, like, I'm gonna kill your fucking kid. I got, like, a song about that, too. Like, my own family.
By rappers or by actual human beings?
Oh, by family. Because,
oh, yeah.
Because some shit happened where they thought some shit. We were involved in some shit with another family member dying and stuff. And they're like, we're gonna get revenge. You took my son, I'm gonna take your first son, they're telling me. And fucking just craziness, man. And yeah, it changes your perspective of how fast people switch on you and then like believe shit. And me, I get into shit, but I'm not into shit, know what I mean? I'd rather be at home making my music, but I ride for my fucking family and my friends. And most times I get in fights and shit is because of my fucking friends.
When was the last time you were in a fight?
Fuck, with my own cousin. Yeah, because fucking.
How long ago was this?
Almost a year now.
Okay, that's good. That's
almost
good.
1 year. That's why I got this scar right here on my eyebrow.
Okay.
Yeah, fucking shout out Gorditos, man. My little cousin Daniel, man, love that fucker, little crazy ass, and he got into some shit with this old head at my house at a party. So like, this was the first beer I ever had with my dad.
Okay. About a year ago?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So he's at the bar at the Coonies, and my cousin Victor calls me. He's like, yo, your dad's over here having a beer. Like, come have a beer with us. So I go have a beer. Coonies closes. I have like 2 beers. Coonies closes. We roll back to my pad because like my pad's always been like the fucking party spot, dog. And the whole bar's over there. And my cousin and this old head get into it. Just whatever the fucking. I got respect for both of them. You know what I mean? Like my cousin and then my other fucking cousin, my homie, old head, which is my dad's closer homie. So they get into it. Then my dad gets into it. It turns into a big old fucking family rivalry bullshit. And yeah, long story short, my cousin's like, my little cousin, man, we've boxed a grip of times, like homie box, like we've got into it too. But he's like, I need to talk to you, cuz, like, let's go talk in the studio, man to man. Fucking cold cocks me, bam, get into it. And that motherfucker, bro, cracked me probably like 20 times because I couldn't believe it. I was just standing there.
Just like, what the fuck is going on
here?
Yeah.
And I was just like, you fucked up, dog. You fucked up. I fucking grabbed him, just squeezed his ass. I was like, you fucked up. I don't want to do that. You fucked up, dog. But I have to. I fucking body slammed his ass to the floor. I'm trying to hit him on top. Bam, I've been fighting a minute. So I was like, bam, bam, bam. Just fucking hitting the floor and shit. And I was like, fuck this. I was like, eye for an eye, motherfucker. Because I'm just all bleeding. My whole left eye is just all blood and shit. And I'm just like, fucking eye for an eye, motherfucker. Because I already been cracked. I've been cracked by every Mexican import beer besides the Dos Equis.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I've been in like fights where people hit me with bottles and shit. I've been hit by every motherfucking beer besides the Dos Equis. Fun fact. And but yeah, so I fucking get that fucker. Boom! I start putting my thumbs in his eyes.
Okay. Yeah.
You fucking bitch! And I'm just like, eye for an eye, motherfucker. Then I start feeling bad, and it feels nasty.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh god, this fucking feels gross. You fucking bitch. And I just fucking grab it, headbutt, and boom, and then it's fucking done. And then...
Do you ever feel bad for being in the fight afterwards?
One time where I knocked this bitch out, bro. Fucking, we were throwing down with a bunch of rugby fighters and shit. There was like 5 of us and the whole fucking rugby team at a 49ers thing. And everyone's knocking fools out, dog. And I can't knock this motherfucker out, this big old white boy. And we're just boxing. Ding, 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 ding. Fucking destroyed my glasses. Fucked me up. And I finally get his ass. And I'm just uppercutting him. I got him to the floor. He's like, kneel down. I'm just uppercutting him. Boom, boom, boom. And his bitch is like, comes up. Stop fucking him, my man. Boom, sucks me. And I'm like, bitch. And I knock her out one fucking hit. And I was like,
what did I do?
Hey, toma.
Yeah,
dog. I kind of regretted that shit. I was like, but a man, I never regretted fucking fighting.
I hate the
man.
feeling. I hate it because it's like, when they go down, and it's like,
It sucks
like
to
you feel
crush
their
a man's ego and soul.
Like when you feel their life, you know, like you feel their life like in your hands, and when they're just snoring, that's scary to me because like one, I feel bad because it's like, what did I do? But then two, it's like, am I going to jail? Is this guy dying? like reality,
fuck these
reality hits me soon, like quick, and I'm like, I'm retarded. I'm stupid.
Well, we grew up fighting, and then like I was in boxing growing up, and like my family, like my Uncle John, shout out my Uncle John. That fucker have us boxing on ditch banks and shit, dog. Man, like
sparring is one thing, like because we used to throw gloves.
Bro,
and shit.
He
like,
had
we
me
used to
fight a fucking crippled guy with a broken leg one time.
No, I got you. I got you beat. No, I got you beat because when we were sparring, and like all my family can attest to
Shout
this.
Shout out Chapito.
we had this kid named Curtis, okay, and he had we used to call him Arms because he didn't have any. He had like little fucking 3 fingers on the nub and shit on one hand, and like
poke your eyes.
And dude had legs though, and he's just kicking like. And when I say spar, like we're actually sparring. My cousin, he was like training us like all our lives. Like he was in wrestling, and then he actually started getting in the octagon and stuff, and like he was doing mixed martial arts and Brazilian jiu-jitsu, whatever the fuck, right? And so he was showing us, and we had like a little fucking like a little thing going on, right?
Yeah.
And this kid, this is back when I was little though. Like this kid, we called him Arms because he didn't have it, and he was kicking
poor
like,
little arms.
Yeah, I took his ass down. No, like
all you had was legs, but I still got your ass to the ground. Fuck it.
No, we would be fight like anybody. We just spar with anybody. Like sparring's one thing. Like if you like, especially if like you snooze them, you know, whatever.
I got
like,
this old ass book of Socorro history, and they say we invented homie boxing.
Homie boxing?
Homie boxing, dog. So it's an old ass. It's like 1892 or 1872, and they're like, every Sunday we gather up to watch the kids fight the other neighborhood kids.
Just, yeah.
That was Socorro culture, 1890.
Y'all ain't the only ones. I'm sorry.
No, we're not. But dog, that shit's just crazy. Like that, because then we grew up on ditch banks. Like it's just a thing. Like my primo James, shout out James, James Gonzalez, my big preem. That fucker would tell me, he's like, we're fucking warriors, preem. He's like, we got the Spaniard blood and we got the native blood, the Aztecs, the fucking all that shit. And he's like, it's in our DNA to be fucking fighters. New Mexico got some badass motherfuckers you don't fuck with, dog.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is like, there's motherfuckers here who got hands, dog. I'll be tripping out. Like, you gotta have respect. One thing my grandpa always told me too is like, because my grandpa was known for throwing them too, man. And fuck, he'd be like, Davon, one time I got my ass beat. It was my first time getting my ass beat, and it was by this guy, Zeb Esquivel. And that fucker.
I'm listening, man. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good, dog. I'm just reminiscing. I'm getting flashbacks. That fucker, just some bullshit over fucking little girls in school and shit. But that fucker, we had it out for each other. I remember one day we were playing basketball on the basketball court, because I used to be like a more sporties guy. Mm-hmm. And then I kind of hated sports because of all the jocks and all that. I just hated it. I was like, fucking all piece of shits. Like a cocky ass piece of shit. Yeah, no, I was always been a rebel. That's my main thing, is like go against the fucking grain.
Yeah.
And but yeah, that fucker, we were playing basketball one day. That fucker was mad because I like stole his chick or some shit, which is rightfully to be mad. But then that fucker tripped me up, bomb, and fucking made me fall flat on my face on the basketball court. And then I went and did the same, bomb, took his ass out. And I was like, yeah, bitch, like let's fucking see. And then couple days later, he gathered up his little fucking crew of jocks to bang with me, and fucking I went and gathered my homies, all my skater boys and all my shit. We're walking up to go throw down, all of us, like a fucking good 5-on-5. We get to the spot, walking up. I look back, it's just me. Everyone's gone. And I'm what like, fuck no, I ain't gonna beat no bitch still. And bomb, I end up getting fucking beat up by like 3 fools fucking swinging on me, 4 fools. And gotta hold your fucking ground though, dog.
No, you can't back down at that point. Like you gotta keep.
Dog, I don't.
You gotta keep going.
I walked up
I'm
like
I was Iron Man
with the Avengers and shit, dog. And then I look back. Oh fuck!
Why? Why'd they all leave?
They didn't want.
They all have an excuse. My mom called me.
No, they just stayed back watching, dog. They were there, but in the back.
They just watched you.
Yeah, dog. No one came through, dog. And.
Oh, man.
I ain't gonna back down from some shit that I helped antagonize and shit, bro.
Yeah.
And we fucking went, and then we went to another rematch towards the end of the year, and that fucker stomped me out. I remember we go in one punch at a time, boom. That fucker got the jocks back in the day used to do this little trick where they fucking pull your shirt over your head, the front part, and you can't get that fucker off. That fucker got me, threw me the dirt, and just stomped me out. Kick after kick after kick after kick after kick, and just fucked me up.
Man, the kids are ruthless too. They're ruthless when they fight.
And then,
they don't think about the shit.
The principal, it was the last day of school, and then the principal held us up, caught us fighting, and held us up, and I was all bloody, fucked up, in front of all the whole school. You guys want to be fighting? And did a big old fucking thing. And it was like Davon got his ass beat. Like this guy thought he was the biggest, baddest, and he's done. And that was like my first major like humiliation that changed my life.
You probably needed it.
Yeah.
Though.
Oh yeah, humbling. Because I used to think I was
yeah.
like my dad. That's what I said. I always used to think I was in prison until someone stomped me the fuck out. And you get stomped the fuck out.
I like that you can talk about that because.
Oh, I still tell him to this day. I'll be like, well, I'll get you now, dog.
Yeah.
But we'll be like, I'll still be like, this fucker the first fool to beat my ass, dog.
Yeah.
I'll hype him up. He'll be with his little bitches. I'll be like, this nigga first one to beat my ass. I'll be like, you beat his ass.
No, that's funny. That's good. Though. I like that. I like it. I like it when people can talk about their shit and talk about
is
their
a
stuff
part of the human experience, dog. Like you gotta.
I hate it when people are like, "I've never lost a fight. I'm the baddest motherfucker
I've got my
around."
ass beat, dog.
Yes.
I got my ass beat. I always had to fight older guys and shit, bro. And yeah, I got my ass beat. Like this biggest scar right here was from I was probably like 20, and this older guy is like in his 40s. That grown man strength ain't no joke.
Oh yeah.
And then when they're smoking meth, you ever fought a meth head? Them
Yes.
fuckers are invincible,
No,
dog.
Yes.
They never
Crackheads don't fucking give up,
you can't
man.
even go down. And so this fucker fixed my fucking grandpa's roof whenever he was sick with cancer and shit. And then he passed away and shit. And then he came back. He's like, oh, who the fuck are you? Your grandpa owes me money, this and that. And I was like, my grandpa didn't own a goddamn thing, own nobody. I was like, you ain't gonna talk down on him. And I just had my grandpa's voice in my head. He's like, fucking sock him, Davon.
Yeah.
Boom, fucking punch his ass. Boom. I start getting him. That fucking cracked me with the full Corona. All I heard was,
Yeah, man.
I fucking wake up, dog. This is in the middle of California Street. Like right by Conoco and shit, right there in the middle of the fucking road. And I'm just like, I get up and I'm just like squirting blood out because it was right on my temple. It shattered my whole eye socket and everything. Bang, just fucking. My auntie's outside.
Come to think about it, I think I've seen you walk into Walmart a little fucked up every now and again. You know,
sometimes, bro. And that fucker, my auntie fucking came outside. Motherfucker, you fucking killed him. They thought I was dead. And I was just on the floor fucking on like that. I get up. She fucking body slammed onto the floor. Fuck no, auntie. I go start hitting him. Bah, 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 bah. I had long hair at the time. That fucker grabbed me by my hair, put my face on the fucking road.
Yeah.
And just started dragging me.
Yeah.
Just sliding me. And just kicking me. Bam, bam, bam. And I just remember like, fuck, Davon, this fool's gonna kill you, dog. This fool's gonna fucking
Why'd you cut
kill
your hair?
You.
Sorry.
That was a midlife crisis shit. I was like,
oh, you went Britney about it?
Yeah, I went fucking Doja Cat, Britney Spears, all that shit. Me and my chick had split up after 10 years and some shit had happened and I was just going through a whole mental fucking crisis, dog. Midlife fucking shit.
It's freeing though, right?
What?
Cutting your hair?
Oh yeah, well, I always had this thing like I would cut my hair when I felt like I made it in life because it holds all your DNA.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna wait until this new phase of life and keep all my memories and all that shit for that. And then I felt like that was the new phase of life. It wasn't what I thought it was.
But it is what it is.
But it was. I was thinking of it monetarily and shit wise, but it wasn't. It was time to grow up and time to take a different plate of life. Yeah. And step up to a different plate.
That's a real fucking thing. That is a real thing, because like I grew my hair out just a little bit, not as long as yours was, but like. No, and I cut it, and it was like a whole new person.
It felt like it, bro. It was and that was my like. I cherished my hair and loved it, and like that was the DNA from like so much traumatic experiences and shit, and it felt like it was freeing, kind of, to the next phase of life, which it was still fucking traumatic, because that shit's hard, man. Like going through a breakup after like 10 years, 3 kids. Your kids are like, what the fuck's going on? Yeah. And like this and that. And it's something I don't wish upon nobody. But it's something that happens as adults with, we're not taught fucking relationship intelligence, man. Mm-hmm. Especially like I was born in a broken family. My biggest goal in life was to be a father, because I didn't have a father. Because of the judicial system, his dumbass, whatever the fuck, and situations. So my main goal was, I want to have a family. Yeah. And like then when it gets crumbled in front of you, how do you fix it? How do you do what? Especially when your other person's like, I love someone else. I don't love you no more. I haven't been in love with you for a while. What do you do? How do you rekindle that? Can you rekindle it? Is it worth it? A bunch of different things pop up in your head. Yeah. And it changes you as a man, as a lover, as a father. And I went through that experience. And we're back together now, and it was hard, but I was focused on my main goal of being a father and shit like that. At first I was acting crazy. I went and kicked down that motherfucker's door, dog. Yeah. Home invasion. Nigga, like, you getting stomped out, you and your dog and shit. Like, I was about to fucking shoot that motherfucker up, snipe that motherfucker, and not worth it.
I don't know, man. I always tell myself, like, I'll go to prison for one woman only. Like
your wife.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
and what are you doing that's like, taken from you? Because then is it your fault?
Well, I make the joke, right? Like, I'll be like, I feel bad for the next person you fall in love with. You know,
I used to talk shit like that. That's why I say it all manifests. Cause like, I talked about that shit in songs.
I don't say that anymore.
Well, I talked about that shit in songs, like, because I talked about my relationship problems and different shit in songs, and I was like, what would happen if ever this shit happened? And it happened, and that shit fucking crushed me.
Mind your business, bitch. Don't be talking to no other dudes. Don't even look at them.
It's hard, bro. And,
I don't know. I think I really would. I think I'd lose it.
I lost it, dog. Like, I'm telling you, I fucking my homie was like, "What the fuck are you doing, dog? Take me for a little cruise real quick." I see my car there. Boom, busting down doors and shit and everything. Like, fuck that, dog. Like, you get man, crazy as hell. And that shit is very hard to go through, but then you gotta be real with yourself too, because people don't just fall out of love for no reason. Yeah. A big thing that happens is once you've been together over like 5-10 years, live together, we take people for granted. The time that we spend, we think because we're at home,
you think
that's quality time.
It's not.
It is not. And a good book for people out there is The 5 Love Languages. That helped me out a bunch. The Love Mastery is another great book. Can't think of fucking the authors right now, but those are great books to help, because we all got a love language and we all got a love tank that we got to fill. And if your love tank ain't fulfilled for so long, sometimes some other person might come in and fill that for that person. And you can't judge emotion and shit. And here's another crazy thing is like unconditional love. What is that to you?
Unconditional love.
Unconditional love for self or for someone else.
This is a question for me?
Yeah.
Okay. I think unconditional love is when even like you don't agree and you can hate actions that have been made by your significant other. You still hold them accountable, but you still stand by their side.
Because it's not about letting yourself get walked over.
No. you work on it, and it's work.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Really,
yeah.
It's work. It's work in every aspect. I think it's
acceptance of flaws,
communication.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
Right
that.
on the head,
and the thing is with communication, I feel is one of the most important things. There's not a single move that I make. There's not a single thing that I do that doesn't go past my wife first, and vice versa.
That's beautiful.
We really, but to get to that point though, it's what's
There's
rough.
walls you gotta break down.
Yeah, and there's people you gotta let go of.
Yes.
There's outside interference that
that is one thing too, is don't base your fucking relationship off of this social media bullshit. People got it fucked up because of the Facebooks and this and that. Like, do not base your life off of these other fucking love and hip hops and bullshit. Do not base your love life off of anything like that. It's your love life. Make your family, make your,
and don't leave room
shit
for any outside interference for other people.
Which is hard sometimes, but it isn't. It is, but it isn't.
It's hard, and there's decisions you have to make. Because people...
That's where intention comes in. Because, like, there's, like, oh, I'm just buying the coworker some coffee. And then there's, like, nah, I'm buying the coworker some coffee to fucking get in a little good. There's the intentions behind shit. And it's complicated, man. Life is not easy. Yeah. And then it's so hard nowadays because people want so much. Like, men and women both want so much freedom because of... we're trying to generalize... like open relationships and this and that, and that shit does not ever fucking work.
Nope.
It does not ever fucking work.
You'll be unhappy and very insecure.
Yes. Yeah. It does not fucking work. But we're trying to like generalize it. Like, it's okay for your wife to have OnlyFans and titties out and entertaining other men. It's okay for you to be and it's fucking not. Like,
I'll take it a step further. I don't think it's okay to have your children's pictures online.
Bro, that's my thing.
Especially
if you're in the business of social media or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's why I don't be doing that shit as much anymore. Sometimes I do here and there, but I got different platforms for different shit. And people are out there, even strangers, to fucking ruin your life sometimes.
Yeah.
Find your fucking kids, find your wife, find this, and the less you have people know, the less of a crumb trail you leave, better.
I don't even shout out my children on their birthdays online no more.
I don't either. People be posting their kid. It's cool though. Like, if it's just you, if your Facebook is just your close friends and family, that's cool.
Yeah.
But if you're out there for people to see, do not fucking engage in that shit, because
like Instagram,
there's harmful fucking people out there with bad intentions.
Yeah,
and there always will be.
Instagram has this feature where you can have your close friends view your story, a certain story or a certain post or whatever. But even then, if like in my stories, like if I want to just show a little love, like it's me and my daughter watching a movie or something, because I would love to live in a world where I could do that, but I don't feel comfortable in this world.
No, because people will fucking figure.
Even then,
some people want to kill you, dog, and shit too, and they know you're at home. You gotta be careful, dog. How big of a thing you got. That's why, like. Now I've been more conscious of that, because I've had people fucking run into me places. I seen your story, so I showed up. What the fuck? What the fuck?
That's why I'm mostly...
I barely know you, dog.
That's why I'm really only audio. Like, that's one of the reasons why this podcast is only audio, the faceless fucking YouTube page and whatever, because I'm not a huge fan of doing that whole, like, all the videos and stuff. Like, there's a lot of other reasons, too, but, like I like being almost... Not anonymous, but, like... You don't really know who I am. Yeah. Like how, like your dad didn't realize I was the guy throwing shit together.
Here's the thing, too, is like with hip hop, is it's lost its mystique.
Yeah.
There was an artist mystique before. MF Doom was wearing a mask. He would pop out with the album, pop out with this. You didn't know what the fuck that motherfucker was doing in his daily life.
Yeah.
Now, we want to know every fucking second of every day of what our favorite artists are doing. There's no more mystique.
And the crazy, the thing that drives me crazy, and it goes back to that thing I was talking about earlier, living in comparison. That's the reason why we want to know.
Yeah.
Because we want to be like them. We idolize.
What the fuck is he eating today? What the
It's
fuck?
like you guys need to realize that these are all normal human beings, and they're normal individuals. And the crazy
more,
shit.
9 times out of 10, they're the fucking the fucking biggest things, the main ones that we're seeing in our faces.
Yeah.
I've brushed shoulders with some people, man, that I looked up to.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't stand them. Like, there was this one instance of, like Joey Badass and shit.
Yeah. yeah.
I did a song with Aaron Rose from Pro Era and got in with like that shit. I could not stand that motherfucker. And we got in arguments and shit over like money and different fucking things. And I was just like, you're a fucking fraud. Like, you're smoking blues, dog. Like, something's going on because you're not fucking like,
you're not who you say you are.
You're not who you present and like
yourself
I looked up to your ass and like, what the fuck? Like, I've had shit like that.
I mean, it goes for other artists too that like they promote drug use and violence and stuff, that shit that they're not even doing.
And some people promote spiritual shit and
they're not even in that.
They're Diddy fucking daddy.
Yeah,
like, it's crazy, dog.
Yeah, like. Your idols aren't who you think they are.
This motherfucker was like Bodega Bams, and he's like Tamboys. He's friends with like ASAP Ferg, ASAP Rocky, a bunch of Flatbush Zombies, all that shit. I did a song with that fucker. How that came into fruition, my first live show was Flatbush Zombies with Bodega Bams at the Launchpad. I fucking ended up performing at the Launchpad after and everything, and I ended up getting a song with him 10 years later. And it all stemmed down from like some shit. It was when COVID was going on, and he was doing posts talking about like people saying it's conspiracy and this and that, and I commented on his shit, talking my shit like this is this. That motherfucker G-checked me, called me. What the fuck you about, dog? What the fuck this? Pull all your fucking money out your bank account. You don't trust the system. Do this. I ain't got no money. I'm fucking broke, dog. Like, what the fuck we talking about? We in 2 different brackets and none. Then he gave me some shit. He's just like, you're taking too much shit personal. That's why you're angry at the fucking world. He's like, you're thinking it's some big old scheme all against you and your people when it's not. It's just motherfuckers trying to get it and their thing. And it ended up leading to different shit where he kind of became like a mentor. And then I was like, yo, I'm going to use fucking sample of the recording because I recorded that shit. I was playing Xbox, me and the homie Matthew, fucking like 11 fucking PM. This fucking calls me, yo, like, what up, dog? Like, I'm checking your ass. Like, what the fuck you good about? What you man of your fucking word? Fuck, I'm like, this fucker's famous. Done songs like signed to the same label as Nipsey Hussle, all that shit, Cinematic Group. This fucker, millions of views. This songs of people I look up to. I look up to him. And he's calling me now, G-checking me, like, what the fuck are you about?
Yeah.
And we're like, fuck. And I was recording that shit, and I was like, yo, after I was like, I'm going to use that for my album. My last album I dropped, Travieso. I was like, I'm going to use some of the recording in this song. And he's like, you don't have to pay me, dog. He's like, but pay me what you think it's worth. Sent that fool $100. He was happy, my bad. He was all happy. And then it ended up being a constant kind of connection.
Yeah.
And he would just give me advice and shit. And then finally, I asked him for a fucking feature. Because you don't, once you meet people like that, you don't blow up that line.
Yeah.
That's like, because you don't want to be that fanboy that's like constantly.
Come on, guys, let's go and do it.
Yeah, we're brothers now.
Hey, I just met you. Come get on the podcast, bro.
You don't blow up that fucking line. It's like emergency fucking only once you got that contact information.
You should build the relationship first. And
so tell him one day. So then he's like, yeah, dog. He's like, I got you, but it's gonna cost you some bread.
Yeah.
I was like, what are we talking? He's like, give me $1,700. So that's the most expensive song I ever made was a Boneyard. I probably did $2,500 on that song. Cost $2,500 to make that song. And I've made about $300 off of it. in about 8 months, 9 months.
And that is a reality that people should be tuning into.
Yeah.
Like understand when you're in this business and you want to create, you're gonna lose money way before you ever make money.
What was crazy was like, so this motherfucker, so he's like $1,700 the feature price. All right.
Did you want some?
Some of
this?
Yeah, dog. Yeah, shit. Yeah. He's like $1,700. I'm a heavy drinker. My bad, dog.
No, I haven't ate.
Shit, you could get buzzed.
This is the beginning of my day, so I'm like, I'm a little teetering back. But I mean, you could help yourself. We got shit, whatever you want, man. Like,
brother. So he's like $1,700, dog. Boom! I sent him that cash. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, bro, I thought you were a fucking bullshitter, dog. And he's like, this just proved to me, like, you're a man of your fucking word, dog. And he's like, what you're getting into is big business. And your name is everything. And he's like, what you did was show you're able to handle big business. And he's like, don't let anyone take you away from this shit that it's just none. Like, it just happened. He's like, you fucking made this happen, dog. Like, you manifested this shit. And it's fucking crazy, dog. It just tripped me the fuck out. I'm trying to, I was gonna show you some DMs and shit, but the crazy. And he was just like, he went and booked like fucking $1,000 hour studio to take my song in New York and fucking do that big ass studio. And he's playing my shit and sending me the fucking videos and shit and everything. Like, we got a joint, dog. Like, we got one.
You're still in connections with this guy?
Yeah, and
keep him, man.
But beautiful, dog, and crazy. But I don't bang that line. I don't.
Yeah.
Unless it's necessary, dog.
Yeah.
And that's what I say is about like brushing shoulders, like too. Like, there's a DJ, like I said, DJ Stigmata, Suicide Boys, fucking Harper's DJ, man, dog, doing that shit, world tour. Fucking, there's the parties at the meet and greet. I met a GFL Cowboy. You ever heard of him?
No, but I'll check him out. GFL Cowboy?
He signed to Yellow Wolf on tour with him.
Oh, shit.
Partied with that motherfucker because of Riding the Nuns. He came down to New Mexico to build his fan base in the Southwest.
Okay.
And caught up with that fucker motherfucking crazy ass fucking 4'5" white boy. Honky tonk crazy motherfucker. And down, dog. And party with that fucker. There's Done by Doug, creative side. He's a fashion artist. He's out in Tokyo with Kanye right now from Roswell. Done by Doug.
Man,
he's
how you would think that like people you don't talk about this stuff often, do you? You don't tell people that who you're connected to or
no,
what?
But you meet people like go out there and you fucking meet people, dog, and you're like, damn.
I'm not gonna be surprised if somebody hits you up.
Kalen Alice was down here. He's fucking one of the top producers in the world right now, inspiring so much other people for his. He's from Florida, but he came down to New Mexico to build a fan base too with this girl, Angelis, and all from Florida, dog. And they came down here with that kid, Riley Nas. That's what I'm saying. Like, this kid's deep in that shit. Like, he's like traveling to Atlanta, different places, and meeting people, then bringing them to New Mexico to fucking make music and shit. And then he'll think of me like, Davon, you gotta come down here, dog, like this. And so we go and. Crazy, but you wouldn't even think like there's motherfuckers from New Mexico like Roswell that are designing fucking Kanye West's whole clothing and fucking album design.
Hold up. So motherfuckers from New Mexico are trying to make us look like we're from the Hunger Games?
Yeah, Doug.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's done by Doug. That's
crazy.
You never heard of Done by Doug?
No, Done by Doug?
Bro, like this motherfucker, Kanye's new album Bully, so Done by Doug is the reason why there's no more. He's the death to fast fashion. He makes all his shit from recycled thrift store clothes and everything, because like in China, Doug, there's
so that's why Kanye's shit looks the way it does.
Yeah,
huh?
Done from Roswell, Doug. Done by Doug.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Ouija Mac, he dresses Ouija Mac, Danny Brown, all these guys. He's their designer from Roswell.
Man,
it's a normal fucking guy, Doug, and this kid is our age.
Yeah,
28 years old. Yeah, he's in Tokyo now with Kanye doing all this shit.
Good for fucking him, man. Good for you, man.
God
damn.
But people sleep on New Mexico. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. No, I think all of that should change. Like, I honestly, okay, Socorro specifically, right?
Yeah.
I feel like we're on the verge of like a boom.
We're
on the verge of
thing,
something.
All it's gonna take is that one fucking person across the threshold, and it's over with.
And content, and connections and community coming together, because that can really elevate it.
Yeah,
I really feel that. Like, that can really make it a thing. Someone's gonna explode. Someone's gonna fucking make it.
Time.
Yeah.
And then so if we're all, it's like connecting the dots. Like, you know, like you see a fucking crime board and there's the fucking
yeah.
The strings. If we all connect the strings at one point, everyone will trickle down and eat from it. It just takes the one fucking motherfucker, dog. I've seen Rather Nas and Done by Doug do shows in like Santa Fe where they're on the fucking edge of a fucking 4-story building doing a concert with speakers on that fucker out the window.
Socorro, y'all better stand up and start and really, really show some support for your artists here, man. Because
Socorro, everything, like,
because Jeff ain't shouting you guys out, but I know these motherfuckers will. These
and
rappers,
I'll shout out all these motherfuckers. Like I said, like back to like when it started. So like it was like I said, how like Sycomatic Productions and all that shit happened.
Yeah,
crazy things started me off. There was them, Lyrical Minds, Jaybird, 3 Eye Productions, and that's like do you know Damien Baca?
Yep.
See, people have bad taste about that guy. I love him.
Yo, I got firsthand experience. Briefly.
He could be a dick. He reminds me of Kanye. Damon, I love you, but you a Kanye ass nigga.
I wouldn't even give that comparison. Like, okay, I'm not gonna start shit talking or anything, but like I had one experience with him when I wanted to write and I wanted to collaborate because I'm a writer, you know. Yeah. And
he's super controlling.
Yeah, controlling. He's controlling and he's a prima donna, and it's like I could have, like, I don't know. I don't have, for him as a human being.
Yeah.
With that aside, I'm sure he's a great guy. You know,
we grew up,
but the side of him,
skating, skate park,
the side of him that I got to know. Like, I worked with his mom at Sonic, okay? Yeah. And, like the side of him that I got to know, I was like, man, you are too short to be acting that big. Like, you are... and
he's buff, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. Like, good for him, homie, but, like...
I don't know now.
Like,
I ran into him. We got into a thing.
It's the attitude for me. Like,
so he was doing a podcast about 3 years ago.
Okay.
And he wanted to start off, so I jumped for this guy, dog, and I was like, I pulled out all my mics. We recorded the episodes in my house, had the camera set up, everything, because I got his back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I had asked for an album feature. That fucker came to the house. I was like, yo, we had planned it for months because it took forever to get in his schedule. Almost like, yo, ass, we got to plan a month. I'm not like that. I'm like, let's go. Whenever.
Well, that's because I got so many people before.
I feel you.
You know, like
I feel you. No, there's nothing wrong with schedule, but like I'm a spontaneous guy.
Yeah,
and
I get it. I get it. Yeah.
So motherfucking, he's like, all right, we planned this fucking day to get some shit done for my album, my last album, Travieso, and he sits at the house. He's there in the studio for like 10 minutes. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go chop some wood and take an aside quick. Give me like 15-20 minutes. Mm-hmm. Do whatever. This fucker uploaded songs onto my computer, and he's like, here's like 3 more features I want you to do for me, and then I gotta dip out. I got something to do. And I was like, I already been doing like 3-4 songs for you and your shit, and then did your podcast and did shit, and I asked you for one motherfucking thing.
Yeah.
One fucking feature, and then you couldn't even come through, and you dip out, and I was pissed. And then I didn't talk to him for like a year or 2, and then I got back in contact to him, and I was like, you want to help co-produce an album? Because I feel like I'm not as strong on my producing for beats. Mm-hmm. He has a good ear too, so I was like, you want to co-produce an album? He's like, this would be like $300 a song. How the fuck am I going to pay $300 a song when I don't even make $100 a song? That's bad business. And I was like, that's some fun. I was like,
see,
I'll credit you, so then in the long run it pops off, like we'll get split, so royalties are all 50-50, whatever way we talk out the business deal. Maybe I could pay you like $50 a song or something, but like $300 some a fucking song, I was like, that's fucking ridiculous, dog. when I feel like
the
I
attitude,
still make,
man.
and for me, it's like I feel like I still make better than music than you, and I don't have the knowledge. He has the knowledge. Know what I mean?
What good is that knowledge if you're not doing anything with it, though?
He's doing shit now. Like, now he's actually a head producer for, like, mastering.com.
Watch him come out with a diss track.
Nah, he won't do that shit. He don't even rap no more, dog. But he just mixed and mastered his on in Utah, doing for, like, a pretty good, like, punk band kind of shit. They pay him to travel and do fucking...
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
The studio. He's actually he's made, like, 3 Billboard songs.
Yeah.
Hot mastered.
Okay.
Yeah, so... But what's the point of that if you're not showing love to your community and doing shit? That's how
you know
I
what?
feel.
In some ways, he's
locked
like,
in his fucking house and not be. That's why I said it's like you gotta be outside still too, because then you're like a chess piece or not even a real person.
You know, in some ways, he probably feels like he never got love from the community because of people like me.
That fucker did, though. Well, I showed that fucker so much love.
The thing is, like, I'm trying to see from both sides, you know? Like, because, like, based on my interaction, I know plenty of people had the same interaction where they're like, fuck that guy, you know? Like,
even Josh,
you know?
has a diss song on his album about that fucker.
Yeah,
I'm like, damn, son.
Yeah, I know. Like, but
like,
the thing is, like he probably feels the way he feels. Not Josh, but Damien. He probably just feels like he got little brothered, you know. And but because of the way he acts, and he probably
but I always gave that fucker the utmost
He's
respect.
an egotistical guy,
yeah,
you know.
He is.
And with a big ego like that, you don't see your side, like,
and
how
his whole group. So he had this group 3i. That was like the counterpart to the BLK Motive, and bro, you had him, this guy Reed, this guy. Fuck, I can't even think. It was like 5 people: Garrett O'Connor, Reed McCollany, and then some other fucking fool from like Kansas City. One of the fucking fools was stealing all the raps from Fally back in the day when it was underground. Man, dog, and we all got into some shit. Like, I dropped like my first merch, and it was like a hand with like all seeing eye and iguana and all kinds of shit. And this was like the time when like XXXTentacion and shit kind of popped off, and this Reed guy was like, "Oh, you're biting him and fucking Kodak Black and this and that," and I'm like, "What the fuck, dog?" Turned to a big old thing. That fucker ended up getting smacked and shit, and like, so we had different shit from.
I'm sorry to comment on your merch real quick.
Yeah,
is that yours right there?
No, this is just some True Religion and shit, but no, not mine.
So I do have a thing to say though.
Yeah.
So if you do make merch, like for the future shows and stuff that we're gonna have here in town, please consider the broad-backed bitches, okay? Like, consider us big fellas.
I make some,
you know,
plus sizes. Okay. Well, the thing is, too, is like my family, like they be maybe even mediums, but they be like, give me a XXL. I'm like, what the fuck?
I need a 3X to feel comfortable.
I got you.
And I'll buy it. But like, I tell everybody, I'm like, if you do hats, get your big size, because I got a big
dome.
You know?
I'm the same way too.
Like, it's just, come on, think about us fatties real quick, because I'll buy shit.
Yeah,
I don't want to buy something I'm really into and give it to my wife,
bro,
because it's
like
a medium.
tights and shit.
Yeah.
Like, this is uncomfortable. Nah.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, like that's the thing is like I've been through so much different stages of this shit from different people. Like before I even had a studio, there's like a Thug, the tattoo artist. Like my dad took me to him to go rap. I rapped in his studio. Bro, the house that I bought, I used to fucking pay the lady that lived there before $30 a month to rap in her fucking shed as my studio, to put all my shit in. I used to run an extension cord from my grandma's house.
Hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do,
bro. I was do what you gotta do, people, because I was like, I need a space away from everyone to create. So I would rent the fucking shed from my grandma's neighbor for $30 a month to keep my fucking studio shit in there. 50 fucking cats, cat shit, rats.
Oh man,
all kinds of shit.
Man,
I made my second mixtape or album out of there, and it's called Another Day in Paradise. And that was during my time in life, like still in high school. My grandpa was dying. I was about to graduate. Then I got kicked out of school and shit. So I was always kind of popular and shit, I guess to say. And I got kicked out of school. For one day I went in and I have like super ass curly fucking hair. I'm like have like part Dominican and shit, so I grow a fucking fro. And I had a pencil in my fucking hair, dog. And they're like, you can't have that shit in your hair. Like, it's causing controversy, they told me. They said you're causing the principals, you're causing controversy.
Is your principal fucking retarded?
Yeah, fucking retarded. So they're like, take it out of your fucking hair, you're getting suspended. I said, fuck you, suspend me. And then it goes on, oh, you think you're a badass, let's call your mom. Call my mom, we're gonna suspend him, and if he keeps acting as bad, we're gonna expel him. And so they ended up expelling me because they pushed me to like a bend the knee situation.
What the fuck?
And I was like, suck my fucking dick.
I would love.
Who am I? I said, who the fuck am I? Causing controversy?
I wondered, like something maybe to ask your mom, I guess. Yeah. But like when
she was pissed,
because I could
like,
think
Davon, you're gonna give up everything.
We're almost in our 30s, right?
Yeah.
And my thing is like when like my kids, when by the time they reach high school, the principal and teachers, whoever the fuck they are probably kids that we knew. Yeah, you know.
That's so how like it was.
I would love
my grandpa.
I would love one of these motherfuckers.
Like, I'll fuck you up, Charlie. It was Charlie Savager. He's like, I'll fuck you up, Charlie.
I would love for one of these motherfuckers to call me and tell me your son's got a pencil in his hair. We're gonna expel him or some shit. Like,
he's causing controversy. They said he knows what he's doing and he's causing controversy. He knows
what he's doing. It's like, bitch, you know what you're doing? Like, the fuck, like you're feeding the controversy by fucking telling them this controversy.
They gave me the fucking
a pencil in your hair.
Yeah, in my afro. While chicks are wearing bandanas and doing shit. It was Spirit Week too. And and that was my senior year. I left school my senior year, like 4 or 5 months left of school. And then I ended up spending that whole last time just meditating. So I went to find myself and I was like, I got to figure myself out, figure my mission. And I spent the whole senior year, the rest, just meditating and just walking, going places, walking. Like I had this other fucked up story, like there's these kids that are always my neighbor, and they had an older brother. Shout out Davon, Kobe, Deshaun, Small Fry, motherfucker. And at the same block, like we used to live right there. So like on the other side of my mom's house, going up Lucero Street, we had these neighbors forever, and these kids would jam my fucking music, looked up to me. They had an older brother, a little bit older than me. We had got into some shit from girls and different things. And shout out fucking Anthony, man, motherfucker. And I hated this motherfucker. We got into some shit. Like, we hooked up with this one chick. I hooked up with this one chick. She fucking dissed me and went with him the next morning. Like, after a party. Like, didn't get in my number, nothing. Took off with this fool. So I was pissed. Like, fuck this motherfucker.
Did you fuck her?
Chick. Yeah. And
then the next morning she went with the other guy?
Fuck this nigga.
So he got your sloppy seconds? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
But if it was like that, or however the fuck it panned out, but I was just mad hurt. Yeah. And then a few months passed by and we're at the skate park and shit, because I was always a skater guy and the homies. And we're all chilling, some friends and shit, and this fucker tries to pull this like G card shit. Smacks these two chicks and then smacks me. I get pissed. Like, fuck you, dog. This fucker pulls out a knife. Puts it right to my fucking gut. I'll fucking kill you right here. What the fuck you gonna do, dog? The homie Nick Witten pulls out his scooter.
What the fuck?
Tail whip this fucker. Bang, bang, bang. And we get into it.
He just whipped that shit around.
Fuck it out.
Oh my god.
Little white boy Nick
dude, that hurts the ankles. Where'd he get him?
Swinging that shit. No, he's Nick Witten was a pro. So he was a pro MX rider. Motorcycles and shit, dirt bikes. That fucker took his parents. That was like my first friend where like I learned different shit. Like they'd have family dinners and stuff, and like it showed me a different aspect of life. They took me out of state the first time to go to one of his MX races. He used to do Loretta Lynn's, which is the biggest. Like it's not Supercross, but whatever the fuck, where it's outdoors more. So Supercross is like stadiums, motocross, and he was a professional motocross rider. Came from New Hampshire, and that was my best fucking bud for the longest time. And but yeah, that fucker was a pro scooterer too, and he was sponsored everything. Bing, bing, bing. fucking gets him with the scooter tail whips, and we get into it. And then about like a year later, 6 months later, like his little brothers would hang out with my little sisters and like looked up to me. And this motherfucker, my computer just crashed. I lost like 300 songs. Done. I was down bad, like depressed. There's my whole life's work. There's everything I was like gonna be graduating during the time and shit. And I'm walking the railroad tracks like back at Clark Field, because that's like where I live, is the south end of town. And I'm walking the railroad tracks. He's walking by. He's like, "Hey Davon, like, what are you doing here?" And I was like, "Nothing, dog. Like, going to go meditate. What the fuck you doing?" "I'm just here to kill myself, dog. I'm done with life. I just popped like fucking 50 triple C's. I'm gonna end it, dog." I was like, "Cool. Don't fucking bug me, dog. Fuck you." Fucker ends up dying. And it fucked up his brothers and shit. And I felt so bad, because I love them little motherfuckers and I hated their older brother. But I let my hatred stop me from saving somebody. And I will never let that happen again. And it fucked up their lives, man. And I had to come clean to them too. Like, they got older and I had to tell them, like, I could have saved your brother's life. But I didn't, because I fucking hated that guy. And I have a song like where I talk about it and I'm like, they should fucking hate me, want to kill me. But they don't. And we're still friends. And
Maybe
I had to come clean to them and be like, I could have fucking,
you know, in a way,
I let my own anger and let my own shit stop me from saving. What was more important, my anger or this guy's life and what his brothers idolized?
that sounds a lot like what Sammy did for you.
And
you did
well,
for
Sammy
them.
ended up, so like 3 days after our recording session, that fucker killed himself. And I had a talk with him where he was like, "Davon, you're like a fucking aborigine. Like, you're something that's not normal here in town. Like, you don't fit in. Something's going on." And he's like, "I love you, dog," and shit. And he was talking crazy about death and all kinds of shit. And I was like, "Death's not even fucking real, dog. Like, it's like a dream when you fucking wake up. Like, you die, then you're gonna wake up." Like 3 days later, that fool got in some shit and shot himself. And then that started shit with Damien and everyone, because his family and everyone was looking for his computer and shit, but people went and raided his fucking house and took his hard drives and his computers and shit. And Damien ended up with all his songs. And I don't know if he still has them or what, but Damien ended up with all his fucking songs. Because it was like Damien, that Garrett O'Connor, and another guy that they all had their little group, that 3i shit and everything. And yeah, he ended up with all his music, and the family was pissed, like, "Give us the fucking hard drive." And he's like, "Nah, like, it was trusted in me." And who knows conversations they had, or what. That's not my business.
Maybe they
to
worked
speak
something
on.
out down the road.
But
who knows what's going on?
But yeah, man, like, there's been a lot of death. Like, I've lost. It's weird. Like, I see a lot of people the last days, moments even.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. Even
that's
like from Walmart, like Joe. You know Joe Produce?
Yeah.
Motherfucker. That fucker, his brother Sean, dog, like, grew up with that motherfucker, dog. Had some fucking laughs. He used to always come, listen to my music, do shit, and he got hooked on shit.
I've spoken to him a few times, talked to him a few times. I know.
And bro.
He was a good guy.
So how he got hooked on shit was we used to go to this one fool's house, this techie guy, drink, party, whatever, pick up bud to slang, do whatever the fuck. And fucker was passing on a pipe one day. Sean hits it, the other homie. And I smell it, I'm like, "What the fuck is this, dog?" He's like, "Pure opium."
Oh.
What the fuck? Fuck no. And my two homies ended up, one's dead, Sean, and the other homie's still alive, but fucking all on pills and all kinds of shit. And from that, and he laced us, was just like pure fucking up, didn't tell us nothing, like we're smoking pure opium. fucked up. He even had a Down syndrome nigga. There was the Down.
What?
Yeah, dog. I'm sorry, say names, but
like, yeah, no,
there's the Down syndrome, homie. Bro, I show up there to go pick up and do shit. These fuckers are playing World of.
They're everywhere, right? They're everywhere.
Yeah,
like,
dog, but I would wait there. These fuckers would always play. What's that card game? Magic.
Magic the Gathering.
Bro, like 4 fucking hours. I'd be like, I'm just trying to get my fucking bud to go slang, and I'm here for fucking 5 hours watching you fools play Magic and shit.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I get it. All right. I don't have the patience. I don't got the time. But for those motherfuckers that do, they go hard.
Yeah,
they go hard on that game. That game is serious and violent.
Yes, get thrown in walls and I'm like, these nerdy ass white boys. I'm like, what
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Whatever you guys, listeners, whatever you guys take seriously, like imagine that times 10. Because Magic the Gathering, I've been in some sessions, man. The dorkiest.
5 hours.
I know a dorky fucking guy named Trent. Okay, like Trent, you know who you are. Thank you for listening. But like this dude is probably like. He's a cuck. And I'm joking. No, but like he's like no. Dog, he's not. He's not really.
I get.
But he's like this dorky kid, dorky white boy, right?
Yeah.
And but in Magic, he's a god. You know, in Magic the Gathering,
and
he just
look at you like
he just
that,
looks at you,
like,
and he's just boom, 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 just throwing down papers and shit, like or fucking cards. Like he's like, oh, you try to nuke the fucking playing field? Nah, I got this. Uno reverse or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, like, and they fuck each other up. They're all pissed. What the fuck, bro? I got my first ever acid trip was from a fool like that. So I go pick up an ounce from that homie. And shout out Al, this fool Al. And he taught me how to build my mental garden. So I go buy like an ounce of bud from this fool. He's gone. He's like, yo, my homie Al's there. Like, whatever the fuck. It's my birthday.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, it's your birthday, Doug? You want to try some acid? I'm probably like 17, 16. He's like, I'll trade you a joint for a tap acid. I'm like, all right. And just the crazy fucker and take the tab, and he's just like pulls out a fucking notepad. He's like, let me teach you some shit, Doug, while you're going through this shit real quick.
Oh man.
And he's talking to me about like talking to grass and trees and how to have conversations with them and shit. And then he teaches me how to build a mental garden, and I still have this place to the day. So like he sat me down, meditate, and visualize a place of comfort.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it was like this like Ark, you know, like the game Ark.
Yeah.
Survival.
Okay.
It was like Ark, Minecraft, like big old mountain, plateau, like meadow, valley. And then a stream going through that went into a big old waterfall. And I got my little 1-bedroom hut right there with the fireplace in the middle, like Inuyasha type shit.
Oh, okay.
And that's where I create. And that's always been where I go back, my place of comfort. And he's like, you gotta have a mental garden, a mental place where you build and you could create and you grow it every day. And it's almost like you're building your own Minecraft map, but in your mind where you remember. And then when you could start getting stronger in lucid dreams and different shit, you have this safety zone and home to go back to. And he taught me that shit.
I think, man, I don't know if it's because of the shit that we're drinking right now or whatever, but like, I think I subconsciously did that.
Everyone kind of does, because we all have our safety space, whether it's our childhood room or this, that, and we all do that. But when you could do it consciously and build and remember, and one reason why I feel like I excelled in rap, where I did, was I used to fucking be so driven by it, where I read this one study, and it was this kid, he's probably like 10 years old, and he went to college and shit, and he was doing computer programming and apps and shit, and he would program in his dreams. And people who do stuff in their dreams excel like 70% more in real life situations. And I got to a point where I was not having regular dreams, where I was dreaming words and rapping words.
Okay. So like, and you'd wake up with that and write it down and
and I was just rapping fucking words in my dreams, where it was nothing but words.
Man, I'm running from demons in my dreams.
And you can, Doug, and it's crazy. Like, too, the farthest like I've been. Like shout out Joe Love, and I used to work at this dispensary with Joe. That's how I met her sister first. So through wanting to do the song "Go." I don't know if you heard it with Jenny.
I might have.
Beautiful fucking song, fucked up, beautiful, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's a mixed fucking feeling song.
I haven't met her yet.
No?
Nope.
Oh my god, Jenny.
Nope.
Jenny is amazing. Shout out Jenny. Shout out Julian. Shout out Sandra. Like, she raised beautiful fucking kids. They're awesome.
The offer's out there. If Jenny, you ever want to get on the podcast and
dog,
talk
she's
shop,
down.
talk
So
music
fucking
and
fun,
stuff.
spunky, crazy. Like, oh dog, they're fucking all awesome. Shout out, and then Jolene and that crusty toe on the crusty pinky toe. But yeah, dog, and where the fuck was I going with it? But yeah, it's just fucking crazy, man. And fuck, dog, I was just writing shit in my dreams and shit. I wrote that song with Jenny like 5 years ago, like from a fucking like Rihanna song I was listening to, and then in my dreams and shit. And it took 5 years for that song to come into fruition, and it ended up fucking doing it. And crazy.
You said how long?
5 years.
5 years.
I wrote that song like 5-6 years ago. Met her, and then it went in, and yeah, crazy.
What's the name of it again? I'll write it.
Go.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, then I ended up meeting Jolene. Oh, so how it goes into is from the work. So it ties into like the dream. So you know how they're like Jolene and when I worked at that dispensary, the Pure, or I forgot the fuck it's even called. I don't even know, but it was the one that was gonna open up in the plaza right there, shut down in like 5 months. I was doing like the pre-shit, building the greenhouses and helping doing shit. Jolene was working there, and they were all into that Yahweh shit and that Hebrew or whatever the fuck. And I tap in a bunch of different religions and shit, but I study all, like, I dibble and dabble into a bunch. I don't really have one solid belief system and shit. I'd rather just tap into shit and guess and know. Or
I think it's good to do what's. That's a whole other podcast.
Yeah, that's a whole shit. Religion is hard to get into,
yeah.
but yeah. So they had those deep beliefs and that shit and everything.
Yeah.
And anyways, majority of the place at that workplace, a lot of motherfuckers were on that shit. And like in the morning, they'd be listening to like these fucking Hebrew chants and all kinds of shit at the workplace and all kinds of shit on the intercoms and all kinds of shit. Like, what the fuck? And
what the fuck did I just walk into?
Yeah, I was just telling them stories like about some of my lucid dreams and shit, because I've explored deep into like lucid dreaming, astral projection and shit. And there was this one time
careful with that.
Oh yeah, no dog, I've almost been like intertook by fucking shit, dog. Like, you run into some demons out there, dog. And there's this one time though, I met this, I unplugged all the fucking internets, all everything, shut down everyone's fucking phones. And I fucking met this lady, dog. Giant ass blue bitch. Giant ass fucking blue bitch in like gold shit, like scale, like armor, but like fit tight to skin.
Yeah.
And we were at some sort of dock, and she's talking to me, but not talking, and it's just like you feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's sitting like there talking to me and waves her fucking hand, and it's like time is fast forwarding and like asteroids are hitting, and I'm watching like the earth go to flames, go to flood, go to this scary bill, all in the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just telling me shit, and I was just like, what the fuck?
What was she saying to you?
It wasn't even words. It was like emotions.
Well, how did you interpret it? What did you
as
take
like
from
pain, and then love, and then like this is how it happens, the cycle. And it was the weirdest fucking thing. And I had talked to them about it, and they're like, "Oh shit, like you might have met this fucking and they're like schooling me on some shit, like what the fuck? And they had like a person and name and all kinds of shit, and I was like, what the fuck? And like, I don't know. I've had some weird ass fucking shit, dog. That just from exploring that, because I like to explore in that ether realm and shit, and like that was fucking weird. And then later on, I ended up playing like Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yeah.
And all the Nephilims are all blue and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is almost like... Yeah. But it was before I even... And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like...
I was just going to say, too. Like,
yeah. And it was weird. And they're like, you fucking might have missed someone. And I was like, what the fuck? And...
Be careful.
And man. I've met evil shit, like try to... Evil fucking shit, dog. There is weird ass shit. Even what's a good ass book is... I'm trying to buy a first edition, but they're like $600, and it's a. Have you ever heard of Manly P. Hall? He's the writer. It's Manly P. Hall, and it's the Secret Human History, or the Secret Teachings of All Ages, is the book. The Secret Teachings of All Ages, and he's the author from like 1902 that got to study a lot of shit before a lot of these books disappeared and this information, and he teaches you talks about some shit, dog, like Da Vinci. Even like Da Vinci, there's stories that he summoned a fucking like it teaches you how to summon demons and everything, dog. Fucking get a red dyed thread twined left, put in this and do this, and there's some crazy fucking shit in the world that you don't fucking know. And demons ain't as what you think of as like, there's good ones, bad ones, but they're like these.
Nah, there's no good
jokesters.
Yes.
And that will trick you, an internal spirit. And that's the thing is like, there's so much different fucking shit. It's hard to get into stuff like that.
Oh, dude,
like said.
There's shit like that I can go all day with.
And I read shit like that.
I can talk about all day.
Fuck.
Like, I've done some studying, especially since I've been getting deeper into the Bible and stuff. Like I said, it's a whole other podcast.
The Bible too. So
but the people that you're talking about, books and shit. The people that you're talking about, like the things that you're talking about, like I'm going to tell you right now, stop it. Like you
can't.
No, you can.
No, I can, but you can't. The thing is there is no heaven or hell for me. It's a right or wrong moral compass. So
that's the thing. That's supposed to happen. I'm telling you. You got to get outside that box.
I am outside
No,
that box.
You're not. No, you think you are because of how expansive it is, and how huge and at the same time intimate, right?
Yeah.
No, man. No, I'm telling you. There's some shit. I can't say it here. I'm not gonna say it.
No, there's bad shit. So
but there's some
things. Have you ever heard of the Emerald Tablets?
Yes, yeah.
So one thing is
just because it's true doesn't mean it's right.
No,
that's what I will say.
That's the thing, and just because it's out there doesn't mean it's for everyone.
Yeah.
And then two is there's actually in the Emerald Tablets, those talks about who shares knowledge that hasn't been earned will be punished. So two, not everything is for everybody, and you can't be speaking on everything to everybody because if it's what's understood doesn't have to be explained, in other words, and you have to earn certain things and certain keys in life, in a sense. And
you
I gotta
get outside of it, man. You gotta get outside of it.
It is outside of it, but
it makes you feel that way. I'm telling you, it makes you feel that way. But there's
not.
There's
not.
No, there is. There really is. But it's just okay.
No, what changed my life? Here's a quote that changed my life, and it's I was in this deep ass depression like before 2012 because I thought the whole fucking world was gonna end and shit, and that's what sparked my whole dive into spiritualism and all this shit. And I found this one quote from Buddha, and it's like,
supposed to happen.
Believe nothing that your mom, your priest, anybody says to you, unless it makes sense and touches your soul. To you. And that shows is what that meant to me was like we all create our own reality, and what you believe is what happens. If you believe in a hell, you're gonna go to a hell. If you believe in a heaven, you're gonna go to a heaven. It depends on what spectrum of you're on.
That is so safe. That is so safe. That is that's so okay, so there's a reason why families today are shattered and broken, because
how do you feel?
If you don't believe what you're
you
taught,
gotta believe in something.
But like, if you don't believe what you're taught, if you don't believe the things that your family tells you, if you don't listen to the heritage,
but you can't, because dog, I wouldn't be where I was if I didn't question my mom and dad.
Oh yeah. No,
there's that shit. I would be fucked.
And here's the thing, right? Like, that is also true, right? Yeah. So you got to be very careful with it. You got to be very because take everything with a grain of salt.
Yes.
Learn
Always.
From everything.
That's why I don't believe
but
it
be your own
unless
person.
It makes sense to you. You could absorb anything. We're all sponges.
You're on the journey.
I'm always on the journey, dog.
Yeah.
I'm always on. It's a never-ending journey, dog. And I gotta take you to this one place, bro. If you're down, I do trips and shit.
Yeah.
Like, I travel and do shit. I got this homie in Tier C. He has the fucking oldest bookstore that I know in the state. Library, his own personal bookstore. He's an old ass fucking man. And this motherfucker, this motherfucker, dog, has books that are in human skin.
Oh fuck.
Private library.
Jesus.
Pipes. And you could read all this shit. And he has I'm gonna buy it. He has a first edition 1930s Freemason handbook from Illinois. From like the World Fairs times, like a little bit after and shit. And it's fucking intense once you read that shit. And it breaks down like the Bible and different shit as code. And you're supposed to read certain poems and certain sequences to get the information. And it's hidden. And that's the King James Version. Even people who like are super religious on like that shit with like the King James Version, like King James during the same time wrote like 4 books on witchcraft because he was interested in witchcraft and shit.
He was into all of it, and that's the way he kind of like approached the Bible being written.
Yeah,
and when he got all those people together to translate and whatever, like he was looking at it through the same lens that he was looking at witchcraft.
Yeah,
and that is a problem for me because things
can't contradict like that.
And they can't contradict, but then books were taken out. But
who knows what our history is? That's like my biggest fucking thing.
Yeah.
Have a shot of something, Doug?
Yeah, man, go for it. There's some Malibu there.
My bad,
there's that tequila there. No,
can
go
I take
for
a
it.
Piss somewhere too?
Oh yeah.
Is it cool to do that?
Yeah,
I gotta take a piss. My bad. I don't want to
pause this.
We're hunter gatherers.
Yeah. Okay, we're back now.
Hell yeah, back again. My bad. I had to take a piss, y'all, motherfuckers.
But yeah, no. I do fully intend to do DMT one day. I just don't fucking I gotta trust it. You know, I gotta
especially nowadays. Back 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Not a fucking worry. But now, because the fentanyl and shit, bro.
Yeah. I'm not trying to die. I just want to see the little guys that everyone will be talking about. Yeah. But so when it gets into that stuff, my thing is like, it's dude, I have so many fucking things.
Is it like a fear of bad things or
no? I'm. So they all tell the same story.
That's the main thing about it.
They all tell the same story. They talk to the same people. They're talking to the same things. And here's my thing. Or
the same mushrooms. Like, I've been so deep in.
I like mushrooms. Yeah.
Here's my thing of it: is mushrooms are keys. And they're keys to different realms.
But they only get you in the door.
Yes.
In the door frame.
Yes.
You know. But the thing is I like the Nephilim. Okay. I fully believe those are what we consider to be demons, because fallen angels are not demons; they are fallen angels.
Yes.
Like I said, this is a whole other podcast.
Do you believe in like the whole Anunnaki shit and all that shit, or like humans were experiments?
I think Anunnaki and the Anak are like there's
Anunnaki, the Anu, which were the first humans, and then it goes on
the same kinda, but it's different cultures come up with like the different stuff.
It all
it all comes together all the way from weird. Mexico to Egypt. You know, like it all goes together.
I truly believe there was like this giant humans.
Pass me that tequila there. I want to have some.
Humans were so fucking advanced.
Yeah.
But I
wasn't
think we
even
got
humans.
our timeline so fucked up where, and then it was all erased, dog.
Yeah.
But our timelines are fucked up where we think of like dinosaurs, millions. I don't think everything was like millions and millions of years ago.
So you know how like dinosaurs are huge, and then we had all the
Dinosaurs are in the Bible as dragons and shit.
Yeah,
like
and like they have the megafauna, like the big old trees,
Yeah.
huge, humongous trees, and then you got like even in White Sands, they're uncovering footprints that are massive,
things
right?
would be
Like
more carbon based back then too. So like here's the thing too is like
Yeah.
there was so much oxygen and different things in the fucking world was different
Yeah.
back then, where they say like humans, when we breathe, we would get high off the oxygen. So then that made our healing faster and everything. So like that's how fools would survive battles and shit and everything too, is because there was so much more oxygen.
maybe pollution corrupted that.
Everything has our weakened magnetic field.
Yeah.
Doug, what's crazy too is like why I believe in being a human and being cool now, not cool, but being a leader and community man and different shit, is because we're in a time frame where it's about to go down.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Any which way it could go.
Yeah.
And so look at Doug, like we got the core of the earth has just stopped spinning and went in reverse. Our magnetic fields are down. We fucking got so much UV rays and shit. I barely found out too, like a few months ago, we had 2 suns.
What?
That's a big cause of our solar flares is we actually have another sun that's a brown dwarf. So we used to have a binary sun solar system.
I have never heard of this.
Yes, look up the brown dwarf. We used to have. We used to be so like the Star Wars shit makes sense. Shit kind of like. That's the thing is like nothing's new.
I compare too much to Star Wars already. I don't think anyone takes me seriously.
But nothing's new though, dog. Like that, the Jedi were real fucking things back in the day. That Bill Carson talks about it. There's actually talks about the Jedi.
Billy Carson.
They're called the Magi or some shit. They're called.
So you know Billy Carson too?
Dog, I'm deep in all kinds of different shit, but yeah, brother.
Yeah, no, it's
too expansive and crazy.
I can really get down on a whole fucking podcast just talking about all.
I
of this
could,
shit
dude.
and
I love that
and
shit. That's what
getting
keeps
into
me
it all.
going.
Yeah,
dog.
like, but the thing about it is just being careful.
Yes.
Because there's a reason why, like. There's a reason why we only know what we know. There's a reason why the devil hid himself for so long. You know, there's a reason why like we.
And there's always been that battle of light and dark. Like don't get that shit fooled. There is darkness. There is evil. How we go back to how we started with the 48 laws of power and shit. Like there is evil and bad intention and bad things.
Yeah.
But
I feel like that book just teaches you how to be evil. I don't feel like it's teaching you how to be successful.
It depends the person, bro.
Like when I was reading, I was like, oh no.
Well, most people are bad people, but if you could,
and then
you gotta know bad to be good. Like you gotta be Batman, like, but not as Batman. Like, you can't just beat a jaywalker down in the street. Like, you gotta know the
justice for Gotham.
Who's the real enemies, and then you're only strong as your greatest enemy.
Yeah,
you gotta have fucking enemies, dog. And for me, my enemy,
the
government.
My enemy is weak as shit. God damn it!
You gotta have better enemies.
God damn it!
That's what I am.
He's a bitch.
You gotta have. You're only as strong as your greatest enemy.
God damn it!
Look at like even like Tupac knew that shit. Like he's a fucking ballerina dancer, this that gangster made man. Later on, family was revolutionary and shit. Yeah, dog. And but that motherfucker studied like. Where he got his name Machiavelli was from Machiavelli, which was like old fucking like 16th century fucking warlord and shit. And that shit's crazy. Like they were studying this shit. History always repeats itself, and it's good to know your fucking history. That's why. What did they take away from us? History.
Yeah. No,
what did they steal from us? History.
Yeah. It's just a bunch of lies.
It's so important.
Everything's altered and
because once
and
some person believes, that's like how Tupac said, is like, I might not be the one that sparks the change of the world, but I guarantee I'm gonna be the one that sparks the mind that will change the world. And that's what they're fearful of. That's what's gonna fuck everything up is the people. And that's what I'm trying to be, is like, I might not be the greatest motherfucker, smartest motherfucker, but I'm gonna do my shit to make sure people ain't scared to be inspired by what they're inspired by. and try to steer them in a way where they could build their own moral compass and be compassionate still. As you got to be ruthless as you are compassionate in your beliefs.
That's why all you artists for the next show, don't be setting up without my permission.
Who was setting up? Man, I feel bad for Tony because he's like, you scared me and shit. But that fool should have been more fucking...
No,
Tony,
no.
you should have been more on it because I was bugging.
But the thing about it, though, is like, I was on top of my shit.
Yeah.
And the DJ... he's the one who took it upon himself, whether it's through poor communication or misunderstandings, whatever the fuck.
Well, Juan was kind of in a rush though for some reason.
Oh no, because he had to get to work. That was the thing, because he wanted to go to work. But my thing is, when you get
my shit too, because I was trying to like
when you get 3 months, when you get 3 months in advance, homie.
He couldn't take the day off.
No, you take the day off.
He has to work overnights.
Fucking put in protected. PTO. Fucking do what I did. Like, you're not the only one working nights, motherfucker. Like, come on. You got to be an adult.
I had to be in at 4 a.m, but
got to be an adult about this shit, man. And that's the thing. Like there are sacrifices people made. People called into work or just didn't show up. People that performed there took that. Yeah, they took it seriously, and that's the thing. Like next time, now. Because I really think that, like, getting back to talking about the show now, is a lot of people, in my experience, like, I'm going to just say a decade, right, of being out here and trying to work with people. Yeah. No one takes it seriously because they don't take themselves seriously. Yes, everyone's living in a constant state of rejection, constant state of let's go to the studio. But first, we're going to drive around for 6 hours around Albuquerque.
I heard you talking about that shit.
Like, it's a lot of attitude like that. So they live in this constant state of like, fuck, it's never really going to happen. It's all talk. But it really fucking happened. We were talking about it for 3 months. We went through, did the show. The show was a major fucking success. Like, so many fucking people.
Even like I felt, because I felt like I fucked up too for slacking, because like I had one set list made, because like that was my first time ever too performing without at least one hype man.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I came into this with a group of like 6-7 people.
You killed it though. You killed it.
I had like some homies I could count on. And I was like, "You gonna be there?" They're like, "Yeah." And then they backed out. So like, good thing my cousin Daniel, fucking shout out Daniel, fucking Wilson, the Wilsonator. That nigga came down and helped me do my set list last minute. He's like, because I'm big on. I got so much songs. Like, you're talking about Corey too. Mm-hmm. This, since my last album, Travieso, I got 400 unreleased songs. Like 420 unreleased songs.
When everyone leaves TikTok and goes back to YouTube, and they go back to YouTube, drip feed that shit. Start that shit up, because I'm telling you, because all those viewers are going to go to YouTube.
Last year, I did a song every week.
Yeah.
I did that for about 6 months, and it was good. But here's what fucked it up was Facebook and Instagram. If you post your fucking links every day, it counts as spam. So they drop you on your fucking... They drop you down on how much you're getting shared and shit and viewed.
I guess I'm good.
So you can't put personal links in there. That's why So you gotta be very in tune with how the social medias are moving. So like now, what Instagram and Facebook are promoting are stories and reels of music. So I don't know if you know, but the whole Drake beef and Kendrick was due to a deal that just happened with Universal Music and shit with Meta. So that's why Kendrick and them and Drake were posting their shit on Instagram, because they're moving away to cut off YouTube and shit, and they're gonna add a feature to Instagram and shit where you go to Instagram for your music.
Wow.
And Facebook.
So
that's why J. Cole just dropped his new shit on Instagram.
Yeah, so
everyone's dropping them on Instagram.
Wow, all you fucking losers. Like the fucking...
The game is always changing. So they cut a deal. So the big three...
Yeah, and look,
they're the only ones
thriving right
off
now.
Of that shit. Yeah. Because they were part of the Universal Music Group fucking deal with Meta.
So man, had all you guys by the balls too.
And J. Cole comes back a fucking month later. Yeah, I could have killed y'all. Yeah. Fuck the money. But he still drops it on fucking Instagram.
And it takes forever to get on Apple Music or Spotify too. Like it
won't because they're cutting off they got a better deal
I'm
for the
listening to it on
streams.
Apple Music.
They got a better deal for the streams for fucking Instagram and shit.
So I'm gonna have to start dropping full fucking episodes on
because everyone's trying
the
to
Life
cut
at
off.
Night community page. Yeah,
It's gonna go to where we're gonna have to make our own platforms and draw people in. It's too controlled, bro.
that's crazy. That's insane.
You don't even
man.
know. Like, that thing is like, I guess that's why, like I said, you grow and in tune with new shit. Because I pay attention to the business deals of the music industry too. And so that's what's happening.
Keep me in the loop.
So the social medias are trying to take out the distros. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter are like, why are we letting music and this little? Because whenever you used to post to your story and put a song on and shit,
Yeah.
the distro would have to take a percentage, and then it goes to the fucking Meta, Facebook, and then to you.
Mm-hmm.
But now, Meta cut a deal straight with Universal Music Group, where you post songs and do shit, it goes straight through them. So no more Spotify. They cut out the middleman of Spotify.
But
TuneCore,
do you think people are really
CD
going to be
Baby.
logging on to Facebook just to listen to their music?
No, but in the next few months, Instagram and Facebook are launching a music mode. Even Xbox and all that shit.
That's crazy. That's insane. That's cool. Actually,
They're
I
trying
don't
to-
know, man. I don't know
It's
how
a
to
give
feel.
or take
I don't know
because
how to feel
We're
now.
giving one corporation its monopoly.
Yeah, definitely. But like, shit.
One person should not control all the music.
Well, okay, but who controls the music, right? Did you
Universal
know that the
Music
Pentagon
Group.
has a budget for the Hollywood and the music
Yeah,
industry?
and that's why they switched.
That's why the Democratic Party is looking like a Diddy party.
Music used to be at a different hertz
Yeah.
and everything. So, back to the secret teaching at all ages and all that shit. Music used to be at like 4 point whatever hertz. It resonated with humans. They moved it now to 3 point whatever the fuck it is. And it's a disruptive different frequency. From the fucking CIA. Music is a different whole form now.
It's MK Ultra.
Music was math. And shit too. Like, music used to be connected to math and all the notes, like 3, 9s, this.
Mm-hmm.
Even like ancient Hebrew, the words break down into math, like numerical shit.
Yeah,
Math is key. Shit's been so fucking lost throughout time, and they took it over, and it's fucked. And now we're using it for the attention farming. Have you ever heard of you've heard of probably Agenda 2025 with Trump?
Oh, the Project 2025?
Have you heard of Agenda 2030?
No.
And that's with look up the World Economic Forum. You ever heard of them?
Possibly, yeah. I think so. That sounds familiar.
So, what we're moving to is the World Economic Forum.
And what's that?
That is the richest people in the world wanting it to be consumer. So they believe that we move from a sociality, democracy, communism, all the shit we have, to a consumerism state where the people who sell the products are the rulers of the world. And that's
Like Jeff Bezos.
and that's what
what's his
every
name from
presidential
Microsoft?
candidate, that's what the whole world's moving on to, is that. And it's crazy is everywhere but America, there is this shit getting posted. Like, you go to Egypt, Dubai, this shit is on monoliths, the 2030 agenda.
And we're just kept in the dark.
In the dark, because what we are is the consumer slaves paying for it without knowing, because we're so blinded. But we're moving on to a different stage of capitalism, which is the New World Order, but a different extent.
Shit's gonna get crazy, man.
it's gonna get super crazy. And that's what's sad is like that's why these companies are fucking. America used to be the blockade.
Yeah.
Like, we stand for the last of human rights and freedom. To now, we're bought out by all these fucking consumerism and all this shit, capitalism. And now we're modern day slaves where we work. We don't think we're slaves, but we're fucking slaves where our tax dollars go to fund other countries.
Well, yeah,
because
like we went and fought because we were paying so much in taxes like a bajillion years ago, right? But now we're paying so much more in taxes today.
The Federal Reserve.
And you know what's crazy is they're taking away the U.S. dollar because you don't realize how much you're spending, or you don't feel so bad when you're handing over cash versus when you're paying with a credit card, you know? So
and
like
they trick us, and like I've made so much more money too off of like investing in the bricks.
Are you investing in bricks?
In Chinese companies, Brazilian companies.
Is that what you're doing now?
Yeah, because what they're doing is cycling us out.
Yeah.
Because it's sad, but I fight against it. But America is the last hope for Earth. The true standing.
So what
of
you're
it.
saying is Kamala Harris is the last hope
fuck
for
that
Earth.
bitch. Fuck that bitch. Fuck Trump. Fuck all the political systems. Is what America truly stands for. That's why America was founded, dog. Was because of the fight to break free from all the other fucking shit. Yeah. And we lost our fucking way, and we're so far gone. Because I found this article in 1880. And it's like a Jewish billionaire buys America. And that was the Rothschilds.
Mm-hmm.
They bought out the railroad industry, the medical, the banking.
Aren't they the reason for every war that we get into?
Every war.
Yeah.
George Soros, BlackRock, all that. Like, we talk about AI.
We would never commit suicide.
We talk about AI.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When do you think AI was started?
AI's always been around.
1980, there was Aladdin AI, the first AI system. That was a stock market AI to predict the stock markets. And that was from BlackRock and George Soros. BlackRock Holdings. We've had AI since 1980, learning and growing stock markets that are controlling. And now BlackRock controls the most shares of every company in the world.
Well, think about AI and what it is today and what you can do with it today. And also to keep in mind that nothing new, and there's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
We don't create, we discover. So when you think of AI and it's speaking,
they call it Pandora's box because half the
I call it disembodied spirits of the Nephilim.
Yeah. That is true too.
That's what I call it. Because
on your belief of how you portray the Nephilim and shit. I don't portray him as exactly that, but how you portray him, yes, that would exactly describe him.
Because who taught us everything, according to like biblical scriptures and Enoch stories and stuff like I just think that and I like I said, a whole other podcast, and we'll have to get back together for something like this.
If you're
we
down,
will.
I'd like to get in it. We're back. I love intellectual. Yeah, I hear like Brandon. Oh, dog, I like to talk to people, dog. And
No, let's make it happen.
Chew brains and shit. That's my.
You hear that, Brandon? You're gonna be on the podcast a lot next year, man.
Hey, I'm down with that motherfucker.
2025 is the year of Brandon. No, because he's already going to be getting on a lot more now, and like he says he's down, so we'll see what happens. But, I try not to bug people so much, and I always tell him like, "There's so many times I want to get you on the fucking podcast."
Bug people. What the fuck? And you don't gotta always drop things too. Is record. Picture yourself as how you're an artist with all that shit.
Yeah.
Record.
The idea. Okay, so here's the thing: why I think I've been successful, because my podcast this month, at the end of this month, will be only a year old.
Fuck yeah.
So my thing is like under a year, I've met all these people. I was able to put together a show. Nobody knew who the fuck I was. I was a fucking nobody.
Bing, bang, boom, motherfucker.
And like it fucking happened, right? Like I was like, what? Like all these people showed up. They don't even know who the fuck I am. Like my face isn't even plastered anywhere. Like my thing is like, what's next year gonna bring? What's 5 years down the road gonna bring?
Hey,
but
and let's go.
but
and you never know, dog.
it's where was I going with that though? Fuck it. But I just think that I don't know where I went. I don't know where I was going.
No, but you're beautiful. You're gonna excel. You're gonna keep going.
I did it without having to rely on people.
Yes,
because it was one of those things that was
but
like you gotta
rely on people. And here's what you gotta do too. Is like
I rely on people in the sense of like, hey, show up for the time we scheduled.
And,
you know,
but don't even that is like. Here's the thing: is what you gotta do is don't be afraid to trust.
Oh, that was
no matter how much you're gonna get burned to shit. So here's the thing: is like trust a snake to be a snake.
Yeah.
Trust a rat to be a rat. Trust a fucking joker to be a joker. A truthful motherfucker to be a truthful motherfucker. But don't go outside of that. And don't be scared to trust that. No, a snake's gonna come back and fucking bite you. But don't let that stop you.
I'm never gonna put someone in charge of any aspect of this podcast.
Yeah. Like, you know, no, like, don't do that because this is your business.
The only thing I look for,
never let a motherfucker run your business.
The only thing that I look for is just to have a guest.
Yeah,
you know, and keep it chill.
If you gotta ask someone you even disagree with, is like trust them to be like a fucker that's gonna disagree with you right now. But it's per conversation, and you're trusting that they're gonna be who they are.
I want,
and then that breaks away that fear of trust. Trust a snake to be a snake. Trust a liar to be a liar. Trust a hater to be a hater. And then you don't gotta worry, because what are you gonna do? I already knew you were a hater. You ain't gonna faze me. Then you talk shit, do that fuck gotta do.
No, I feel like I've only ever had, like, I don't have any kind of what is it? Like, I don't have any type of person I want on the podcast. Yeah. I just ask, they say yes, and we get on and we start talking. Yeah.
Bro, and I appreciate it too. This is only my second one. Like I said, I did one for Damien. That was fun.
Consistency is key. Consistency is key. And the thing
he never went through with it. He never even dropped the episode too.
Well, the thing that I realized,
and this was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
You have to, like, the only way that I can be consistent is if I'm not relying on people, only myself. And that's something that I learned upon this decade of trying to work with people.
Your own gears.
Exactly.
You got to pump your own gas.
To you guys, to anyone listening, if you're trying to get on and put on some shit, and you're trying to work, and you're trying to find work, and you want to be creative, and you want to be connected, like, hit me up.
And then, like, 2 motherfuckers, if you're being a crybaby ass hater, he just told me how he didn't even like me when he heard of me. And here we are now. So don't be a fucking crybaby ass bitter bitch. Do your fucking shit.
And don't make the mistakes that I make when like judging people. But like, don't be judging people based off of shit that you hear, because like, you got to really understand, like, you got to understand, you got to listen, you got to pay attention. And that's my thing. What took me a long time to get a hold of you or to try even reach out or anything is because I was paying attention. I was trying to watch. And I
can see how I could be portrayed like that. Like I told you, is because I got to keep my confidence, keep my shit up and do shit. Mm-hmm. And I got to seem invincible. But
before I got to you, too. I was trying to work with people like Damien. You know, so
but he's a different guy. Like, that's the thing too. Is like, but some people haven't been through shit in life where it teaches you that, and you can't be mad at them. But
no. It's and I don't know if it ever felt like disrespect, but I don't mean to disrespect Damien at all.
No, and I ain't talking shit about your ass too, motherfucker. But I just said, like, you charge too much to do shit, and you need to fucking remember back in your ghetto ass days. In the train carts and bullshit.
I mean, honest to God, it sounds like he's doing pretty good. And if whatever's working for him is working for him.
He's doing better than me. Like, he gets paid for music. I don't.
And hey,
I make scrubs off of my shit, but I dump money in my shit, and I believe in the passion, and that's it. And I'm never going to quit.
And more people believe in it. I believe in it. I believe you're going to do something. And
they think that. And sometimes I doubt myself too, and it goes like that. But
yeah, hey, I mean, dude, I cringe almost every time before I drop a podcast episode.
I like what the. And yeah, bro. And but yeah, man, and I love you for doing this shit, dog, and never fucking doubt yourself again, and take on the hard conversations and take on that shit and do it for the people, for this, for that, and that's all you gotta do, dog.
Just gotta be truthful and remain that way, and that's it.
Even if you disagree on shit, it's all good, dog.
Yeah, because
we don't have. That's one thing we gotta be fucked up in life is we think we all gotta be like peaceful, motherfucking whatever. We could be peaceful, but we don't have to always agree on shit, and we could agree to disagree. There's always agree to disagree. And that's just as fucking
Yeah, you
fine.
could vote for Kamala, I could vote for Trump, and we could still be homies. You know, like shit like that. Whatever.
Like, fuck Trump.
Yeah,
fuck
for
Kamala.
real.
I'm more with Jill Stein, but I don't know if Jill Stein because of swing vote bullshit. But if we all, if
Dude,
I
was banking on
enough
Kennedy.
people,
I was banking on Kennedy.
dog.
I love
It's
Kennedy.
such a hard thing, and then the pain when you fucking.
All that I know is
at,
since I've been old enough to vote, anyone that I wanted to vote for has not been able to fucking make it to the finals,
Same thing with me,
man.
dog. Same thing with me.
Like,
it's been
God,
bad luck.
Yeah.
And
It's like
I even go to like.
When are you old people gonna stand
Bro,
down and let us just do our
we had this
thing?
voting thing where we're trying to pass the transgender fucking shit over here, where
Where they-
transgenders could use the kids' bathrooms, and I was so advocate on that, and they banned
Yeah.
me from Facebook and everything for posting it locally.
Yeah.
Crazy. And I was so, cause dog, I've been there like I don't know, you go clubbing and doing shit.
Nope. No.
You ever been to what the fuck is it called? I
What?
can't think of off the top. There's this nightclub in Albuquerque, right before like the launch pad and shit. I don't know what the fuck is it called. I don't know. I can't think off the top right now. But this motherfucker has like, that was the first place I ever went to. It's been I go there like at least like twice a year, whatever the fuck. And they have like the gender neutral bathrooms.
Okay.
Every time I go there, there is a bitch getting fucking touched on or knocked out, and shit goes down in there, dog. Like, I've been there, fucking had to drag people out the club, do shit. Fucked up. It just doesn't work.
No, yeah, because there's
They
a
have
bunch of
the
fucking
gender
weirdos
neutral
out there, no matter
bathrooms.
what you do.
We're drunk 3 in the fucking morning.
Yeah.
A lady's trying to take a piss in a urinal all drunk, and then some fucking asshole comes trying to grab her snatch or do shit, and it just turns in. We cannot have that shit,
No.
dog. Like,
Nope.
we are not ready.
We
for
won't.
that
We
shit.
won't. You know
As
what?
long as there's drinking and bullshit,
And
we're
as long as there's genders, right?
Yeah.
Like,
and dog, like I forget the fuck is that, but yeah, dog. I've been to places where it's been like that, and fuck no, dog.
no.
I've been to one place where my little sister went to go pee, and a dude walked in and shit. And I fucking beat his ass.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I ain't like that, but I'm like that. No,
Yeah.
I mean?
You are who you are when you need to be. You know?
Yeah,
That's-
and
yeah.
like, nah, dog, like shit like that. We ain't ready for that shit, and I'm like, fuck no, like we don't need.
I don't
this
believe
shit.
in that, and like the whole thing that they're trying to do with like
You
like
wanna-
giving the kids the hormones and
You wanna
and want
pretend
them
you have
to-
a pussy and some tits and shit? Go do that shit on your own
Like-
time. Don't be making everyone else try to believe that shit.
I can't speak for a woman. I can't speak on a woman, you know. But I can speak to dudes, men, grown ass men.
Yeah.
And bro, you're trying to tell me you're a woman? You're
Fuck
trying to.
no.
I know what goes on in a man's head.
I
you know?
see my children's birth and see
Yeah,
the pain.
yeah,
and see shit. Like,
yeah.
you ain't deserve that fucking
Yeah.
right, dog.
And my thing is like I know what a woman goes through when I see this man winning Woman of the Year, being a woman for 6 months. You know, like,
Bro,
you know,
I've been to parties of fools. There's this one party I went to in Burke. This motherfucker was like a fucking
We've been drinking, ladies and
gangbanger
gentlemen.
motherfucker.
Give us a break.
Yeah, gangbanger motherfucker, whatever. Transgender, male, transgender, lesbian.
Male transgender lesbian.
So he was a guy
Yeah.
that dressed up like a girl with a dick that dated women.
Yeah.
So you're just
Okay.
complicated straight.
Yeah.
You're
yeah.
a cross-dresser.
You're gay. You're straight with extra steps. You
Yeah.
know, like you're fuck-
What the fuck? And this fool's like, yo, what the fuck we doing? I'm like, yo, my bad, dude. I'm not a fucking dude. My bad, brother. I'm not no motherfucking brother. This fucker pulled out a Glock out of his fucking skirt and shit.
What
and
the fuck? He
yeah,
hide it
dog.
in his fucking asshole? Like, the
Fuck, I
fuck?
don't know, but crazy. Dog, these fools were shitting in buckets.
Man.
We're at a house party. These fools had no water, no nothing, and were shitting in buckets.
What the fuck?
Grimy.
Nah.
And I'm like, you got some shit. Like, you can't
See-
even pay your fucking bills, do shit, and you're worried about being a woman when you're a man with a dick.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just think there's shit.
There's real shit to worry about rather than, I'm sorry, but like you can be confused all you want or whatever.
That's
or
what
you
it
can
is.
feel how
You
you want to feel. But my thing is like health, right? Like the things that I'm focused on in life when I think about the children is like I'm thinking about like all the chemicals and crap we got in our food on the shelves. I'm thinking of
disgusting.
like I'm thinking about how like our children are graduating from high school and are at a 4th grade reading level.
And then how many kids are autistic? When you were growing up,
why?
When was there autistic?
Yeah.
Now every fucking kid's autistic.
Every fucking child's
How
autistic.
the fuck? Bro, none of my kids are. They are crazy sometimes, but I don't even get them tested because I'm like, that's some bullshit.
No, because they'll tell you they're autistic, right? Yeah.
And get them on medication and do shit. Like, just because the kid is hard and crazy, I was hard and crazy.
Yeah, like it's... man, I think there's a lack of patience.
Lack of patience
and fucking stupidity.
Dog,
and
did you
then
know?
The whole like, oh my
like
god, I have feelings and my feelings matter more than your feelings, and I don't want to listen to your feelings, but you got to listen to my feelings.
Dog, the food pyramid.
Yeah.
That we built off of was made by the tobacco industry. Marlboro.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah. And look what they do. That's interesting.
We all been fucked again. And
that's why the simplest thing, and people hate that I talk about this, right? And I'm not on no Joe Rogan shit. Okay, I'm not going to tell you guys to go do a carnivore diet. Yeah. But what I am going to say is to keep things simple and to keep things nice. Bro, treat your food like it's medicine.
There is apps out there that help you to find dyes and different shit that
Dog, it's easy. It's easy. Here's what I say.
Well,
right?
most I've seen, autism is it's a high zinc and the metals.
What's that shit that's in the water that they put in the toothpaste? There's a lot of that too.
Fluoride.
Fluoride. So that's got a fluoride. Is it fluoride? No.
Yeah.
No.
Fluoride
in the water
calcifies your pineal gland, which affects your imagination and do shit.
Yeah.
So then it numbs your testosterone and different things and slows you down.
Yeah.
So we get fucked up from fluoride.
Liquid Death, everybody. I'm not sponsored, but
no, we do.
Liquid Death.
Yeah.
No, go drink Liquid Death because
the fluoride, the zinc.
Yeah.
A lot of kids just need to get a toxic detoxified or whatever from metals.
And they make those, right? Yeah.
And there's different things you could do, but a lot of kids have too much metals in them.
Yeah.
And that's what happens, and it fucks up your whole magnetic shit.
Just go eat vegetables. Try to eat them raw if you can, and then just go eat some chicken, some beef, some whatever, like go eat if that is your baseline meal, and some foods that you have to actually cook at home, just do that. And then you can treat yourself to spaghetti
you could be
cake
broke
every
and
now
do
and
that
again.
shit. And it's not about being perfect because, look at me and fucking Mr. Knight's age.
Yeah.
But the food wasn't as harmful back then. It was more real. Now it's getting faker and faker.
And sugar is a big
the
killer.
Baddest thing, yes.
And I'm not saying like carbohydrates, things that turn into sugar. I'm talking about like high fructose corn syrup, everything that's like this. Who was it that I forgot who they are, but they actually showed him on Joe Rogan shit. But like they, I don't know if you listen to his stuff.
I listen to Joe Rogan, yeah.
But they're like medical experts, and they're talking about the food system and the high fructose specifically, and how like when bears go to hibernate, they eat the berries because they're trying to go after the high fructose because it puts you in a state to
what
hibernate.
Nullifies us and shit.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing society wants is to nullify.
So when I say like stay away from the sugars, I'm not saying stay away from like your everyday sugar or your fucking pasta or whatever, but that does fuck you up too.
Shit too.
Yeah.
So much men are so feminized.
Yeah.
These days. It's fucking crazy, dog.
Dude, you know what's crazy? I guess I'll just say this and put myself out there. I couldn't grow this. Like,
dog, look at me.
Like, yeah.
My shit. How old are you?
I'm 28.
I'm 28
too.
So like, I'm barely growing sideburns and shit. But
when I was when I was younger,
there was niggas with full beards and shit.
I was
Akamahara and shit. I'm like an idiot. And
you know what I was eating, right? Like I was eating a lot of pastas and a lot of. I never grew up liking sweets. My mom raised us on Diet Coke. Okay, so like Diet Coke to me was sugary as shit. So like I'm kind of turned off to sugary stuff.
I used to like Diet Coke too.
I like it. I like Diet Coke to this day. Better. I like it. I like the zero sugar shit. I'm fine with it. But hey, it is what it is. I don't care too much for the sweet shit, right? So like like we're doing our own little Halloween. That's why my wife's baking right now. But like that's what we're having. We're not having candy. She's baking muffins and little cupcakes and brownies, whatever. But like, anyways, I don't like ever since like I started working out. And ever since I started like doing little fucking campfires in my backyard and started eating meat and eating my vegetables raw, like ever since I started being a man, you know, like I started growing fur, you know, I started like I was like, wait a second, so something's really fucked up around here.
There's no testosterone and shit. And a lot of shit is killing that shit, dog.
Yeah, and did you know that the fucking what's that shit in it? Cholesterol, right? Cholesterol's good for you. And people say that it's bad for you. I mean, yeah, you don't want to have too much of anything, though. And that goes for everything. But
it's
like
all...
eating eggs. Let's just say this, right? Like for like eating eggs.
They say a raw egg is salmonella now. Don't do that shit, motherfucker.
If you get salmonella for a raw egg, you're weak. Yeah. No, I'm joking.
No, you are, motherfucker. That's how it is too. Like,
but like
I grew up
eggs and beef.
You got a matanza.
Yeah.
You take a bite out that motherfucker's heart. You eat the fucking intestines.
Yeah, I heard about all that. Yeah.
You do. That's how I grew up. And then I strayed away from that shit. But then I'm like, damn, that shit's what the fuck.
But then when you start thinking about it as a father, what do you want for your kids?
Well, then too is like, you know, like when you think about energy.
Yeah.
And life force.
Yeah.
What's the damn nearest thing you could do? Savage. Eat a fucking raw ass deer heart that you just killed. Warm. That's a transfer of energy. That's alchemy, dog.
Yeah.
Your kids, it's not like you can think of it as savage, but it depends on what level, how you think of it.
Yeah.
But that's what it is, and we've lost those traditions because shit like that is what would go down.
And you know what? That and then they call it toxic, right?
Yeah. You take a life. What's the most respect you could do to that animal? Is take a bite of that life and transfer the energy force.
Keep the circle going around, man.
That's the most respect you could do, dog, is take a bite of that fucking deer heart and do that shit, dog. And we've lost that shit. Matanzas ain't even real no more. Like, I've been talking to my other cousins. I'm like, we need to get together. And, well, here's one thing that fucks me up is how...
I've never had one. I've never been
back to how the world's so connected. Mm-hmm. We're so connected where we're disconnected from illusion. And everyone wants to be New York, LA. Mm-hmm. We're fucking New Mexican. I grew up, we fucking stab a fucking pig in the heart or shoot that fucker, do this and cook it, skin it right then and there. I grew up on fucking ranches, beefing a cow. Like, we chop that fucker shoot that fucker, chop it with a chainsaw, cut it up, quarter that fucker. And that's how the fuck I was growing up as. It's like, you had to do this shit as a man. And my kids don't know that. There's no one to do that no more. And I've been talking to, like, my other cousins the same age, is like, we got to keep that tradition alive because cultures and everything's getting so blended together. Ours is getting washed out. Hispanic culture needs to survive, especially Southwest. Yeah. Hispanic culture, how we ran things. People don't even talk our slangs no more.
Yeah, my grandma.
Hey, truchas. Hey, fucking no one talks our slangs no more. Everyone's like, dead ass. This. Our shit is dying, dog. Like, our New Mexican culture is dying. Like,
you know, and a part of it is probably because, like, kids today probably feel like it's fake to be talking like that if they never had anyone raising them to talk like that. So they don't want to be fake.
It's not cool. It's not this.
You know, so, like, I see where there's insecurities involved.
Like,
where
for me,
why they
I
don't
grew up
speak
all
that way.
stupid and
I think,
shit,
anyways,
and I always say nigga. And then now I rarely I'll say that shit. Yeah. Talking a little bit, but I try to keep that shit out of my music now as much because it's so controversial and show this and that, and it's not. It's not us.
You know, that's a thing, right? Like, I've talked to...
That's how I was fucking brought up, though.
When me growing up, I grew up around, like, very multicultural. I had, like, white friends, Hmong friends. I had black friends, Mexican friends. I am Mexican. Like we had, like, hearing that word being spoken around, whatever, like that, I never fucking like I didn't know there was issues, right?
Yeah.
Until I came to New Mexico. Okay, and then then suddenly
I used to get shit for saying that because like you're not black, fool. Like what the fuck you say, nigga and shit?
See,
you ain't black.
I was always under the impression, and from what I understood, and how
my dad hates
everything
that
was
word.
passed, like Mexicans could say it. For me,
fuck no. My dad, like the old schools.
Yeah.
Fuck no. All my uncles in old school, like you're not fucking black. You don't talk like that, dog.
Yeah.
But the music I listened to made me talk like that.
See, like
and then once I traveled more of the world, and like I've been places where like most recently was like Kansas City. I was at a club, all fucking black, and the way I talk, I'm like, hey nigga, like you got a frajo?
Yeah.
The fuck you just say to me?
Yeah.
You little fucking beaner, what the fuck you say to me? I almost got beat up by like 5 big old motherfucking black guys.
And then you get
say
Fat Joe saying that shit.
But Fat Joe, like he says, is that nigga. It's how you raised. And
it's how you're raised and where you're from. You got to keep it to that community, I think.
I was like kind of raised on that, but not like it. As you get older, you're like.
I think if it's a part of your upbringing.
It was part of my upbringing, but now I feel like it's distasteful, so I stopped using it. But it's so hard to break that code because that's how I used to talk.
For me, it's a respect thing, virtually to everybody.
Yeah.
Like I know dudes. You know how many black cards I've been given? How many erased cards or whatever the fuck? Like you know how they'll be like, oh yeah, I don't care.
When I had like my afro. And shit, I used to get that shit all the time. Like one time,
like it doesn't matter to me.
We had a show on Central, dog, and we were walking down. I had these motherfucking honky tonk ass motherfuckers, Confederate flags flying, pull up, fucking try to throw down with us. The fuck you doing? You fucking nah. And I was like, I'm not even fucking black, dog. Like, fuck you fools. Like,
out there, like, if you're out there, if you're not white, you ain't right. That's usually how it is. That's if you're not white, you're automatically black. It doesn't matter what the fuck you are.
Dog, like you're considered here, black. You got afro and do shit.
Okay, so in New Mexico, like in California, like a lot of people thought I was like Native American and shit. Like they always tell me I'm Native American.
They're like Indio.
And fucking and like I am partially, you know, we got like Apache blood in us, you know, but like in New Mexico, I guess I'm white. I guess I'm a white motherfucker. But in Mississippi, I'm black. You know, it's fucking crazy. I
traveled out there,
bro.
No, I
it's insane. Like just how
the farthest I went was like Arkansas. What the fuck, little Mexican? Fucking funny as fuck. And yeah, man, them fuckers. It is crazy how religion and how a race and everything all comes entwined. In Hawaii, I went to Hawaii this year. I read this.
You went to Hawaii?
Yeah, I read this book by Matthew McConaughey. It's called Green Lights.
Green Lights.
You gotta fucking read it. And he recommends like every man. He's like, you gotta have your wives, house, whatever, but you gotta do a solo trip as a man.
Okay.
He went to like Africa twice, South America, to like the indigenous tribes, even like got locked up doing peyote in a cage with a mountain lion.
What the fuck?
The tribe locked his ass in a cage with a mountain lion after doing peyote.
Like for an experience?
Yeah, all alone, solo, because he had dreams and would follow these dreams and go out to these places.
Yeah,
he'd have a dream
jacking off but I'm not
on the
like
fucking river in Africa and go to Africa to follow the dream of the nut. From his wet dreams.
This is Matthew McConaughey. All right, that guy.
So that shit, I read that book and it inspired me. I was like, I'm a family man.
Yeah.
I never been nowhere without my kids, my fucking woman, nothing. I was like, I gotta do it after all the shit that happened and everything. I was like, I'm gonna take me a trip. I went solo to Hawaii, 5 days by myself. First, leaving the flight, I felt like a dick. I almost gonna throw up. Like, I'm leaving my fucking kids and my family to go out
and have a good time all by yourself.
Yeah,
yeah.
Greedy ass bastard. Like,
Yeah.
fuck you. Like, what the fuck are you doing, Davon?
Yeah.
Went out there. Damn, culture shock.
Yeah.
The Hawaiians are so fucking nice people. Mola, mohau, mawana, na na. Just telling me shit. Giving me shit. What the fuck? And then, end up spending my first day there. Then I meet a bunch of like Japanese people. Like, there's so much. It's like little Tokyo. I went to Oahu or whatever the fuck, which is like where Honolulu and it's the big island, they call it, or whatever the fuck. And there's like 5 different main locations, and I just spent traveling the different ones, and dog, met people from fucking Australia, Tahiti's fucking, and hung out with people and just like met lifetime stories, which is crazy. Like, all alone, solo, just like, what the fuck's going on? Like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
And then just like random people like, yo, you gotta check out this, or let's do this. Met strangers and they take me out, like, let's go on my fishing boat, do this shit. I was on a fucking fishing boat with the fucking bar whale watching and shit. This fool ended up catching a big ass fucking 200-pound tuna, took me out, fucking partied. I didn't even know a tuna after 100 pounds. Deep sea fishing, dog, run you like 150K.
What?
He's like, I catch 5 of these a year, I'm good for life. He bought me all the whiskey, everything. We partied out. He's like, you don't know nobody, let's go karaoke singing. We're karaoke singing with some Australians. This fucker from Tahiti's. He's like, best part about the islands is I got a kid here, Philippines.
Oh, shit.
He's like, let's go. Like an old 45-year-old, 50-year-old man. No one fucking knows you. Let's throw down with these fools.
He catches 5 fish a year.
Yeah,
and
dog, and
set.
he's good, dog. Hands from the lines, like his hands torn up, scarred, fucked up.
Yeah.
Strong ass man. Got my boat. Let's go, dog. And cool. And I was so nervous and scared, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I almost got jumped. I ended up meeting this one lady there, and she's like, I met these fools from Mexico. And first my Uber driver's like, gotta go, it's fucking Tuesday night, whatever, gotta go to Bujos. I was like, what the fuck is Bujos? Gotta go to Bujos, it's a fucking top floor. It was like a skyscraper fucking bar on the beach. Show up, big ol' fucking line. There's like Portuguese women, locals. I pop in, I'm like, yo, what's going on over here? Nah. The locals, fuck you, dog. What the fuck you doing? Don't talk to us. Fuck. Almost get beat up by like 4 Samoan big old motherfucking boys. Big old motherfucking boys. And then meet these Portuguese women. They're like, yo, yeah, nah. We go up, take the elevator. I end up meeting an Australian fool. Hey, mate, like, let's drink whiskey and coke. He buys me a drink, buy him a drink. This fucker's like 26 years old. Roughest fucking hands. Opal miner. Down ass guy. Hang out with him. And then end up meeting these Mexican fools, and they're like, yo, I hear him talking Spanish. I'm like, similar Spanish. Because like that Portuguese shit, everything's different.
Yeah.
I hear him talking like similar shit that I know. I'm like, oh, where you guys from? And they're like, oh, we're from Chihuahua, this. Oh, shit, Chihuahua, I got family there. And Mazatlan. They're like, Mazatlan? What the fuck, you motherfucker? Alright, they're like, you got money? I'm like, nah, I'm broke. And they're like, well, guess what? You look like money. We're gonna fuck some bitches and have a good time. I'm like, what the fuck? And these fools are hitting on like every chick. Doing the fucking most, dog. Like, these fools are like Gucci suits.
Oh my god, no.
Crazy. And we're on like a fucking like 10-story fucking 5-story building in the beach of Hawaii. Like the ocean view. And I'm like, damn, I'm fucking here just like having a good time trying to communicate. Because I was by myself. I was like, every day I have to think, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
First day I swam in the ocean. It's like splashing by myself. What the fuck am I gonna do? Like, I'm here for 5 days. And they're like, yo. So then they start hitting on chicks and shit. And then this one lady's like, yo. They try hitting on her and shit. And she starts talking to me. And then, oh, no. And she's like, you're just different. Whatever the fuck. And we end up going on a date. This bitch had me like GTA doing side missions, yoga instructor and shit and everything.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dog. I was like, what the fuck? Little ass Socorro motherfucker. And after the first night, like when we met the club, we left. We ended up smoking joints, walking the beaches of Hawaii and doing shit. And then the date, yoga fucking classes and shit. And she's like, what do you do for a living? I'm like, I rap and I'm a baker at Walmart. Wait. She's like, baker or regional manager? And I'm like, no, a fucking baker. And this bitch is like, nah, straight up left my ass.
Cause you're a baker.
Fuck yeah.
That's fucking hilarious, man.
She said regional manager. I said, oh, spit on my cheek. I said, fuck no.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
Dust in my ass. That was the last I ever seen of that bitch. And yeah, dog, crazy.
That's fucking hilarious.
And
man.
yeah, just had a good ass time. Met some crazy ass motherfuckers, and it was like a lifetime fucking experience.
Yeah.
But I was walking the streets of Hawaii. I almost got fucking jumped by some Samoan. There's some big ass motherfuckers out there then too.
Yeah, I know. They say the giants come from the north, but
fuck yeah.
I don't know, man.
Them fuckers now are different where they're like Crip and Blood.
Out there?
Yeah, dog. And
why? Why?
There's a lot of
even...
black influence, dog.
But
and,
still, it's like
no,
dude,
you'll run into some fucking Samoan Crips that try to mug you and shit.
What?
Big ass fucking boys, dog.
But like no disrespect, but like what?
Because I wasn't finna pay for Ubers ever, so I was walking the streets.
Yeah.
And I almost got beat up by some big ass fucking boys, dog. Man. There's some big ass fucking boys out there.
I don't know.
I tried my first A5 Wagyu steak.
Yeah? Was it good?
Fuck yeah, dog. I tried aju, the goose liver, where they catch a goose before the fucking snow.
Yeah.
Feed it fucking rice and shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that shit was nasty.
Yeah?
And yeah, dog. They had some crazy shit. But it was fun, and I recommend every man, you gotta do a trip solo.
Yeah.
A foreign place.
Like solo, no friends, no family, no nothing,
love.
Just by yourself.
As a man.
Yeah.
That Matthew McConaughey inspired me. I did it, and damn, I was like single at the time, so the day shit, but you don't have to date, do nothing but like just being out there by yourself, especially if you got kids and got shit, you question life a different way.
Mm-hmm.
After like the second day, you're like
just go have some fun.
But you're like my kids, and you're missing them and shit too. But then you're like, I want to have fun. I'm out here. So then it forces you to meet. It forces you to meet people.
Yeah, if you went out there and did it, just
and
go
you're
have
like,
fun.
And you're like, I don't know,
back,
motherfucker, nothing.
Let you be who you are with all these people. Yeah.
And you're like, damn. And it made me feel like that shit, especially Hawaii, made me feel like it's a small island, because like my second night, I went to the strip clubs. I'm a big strip club fucking fanatic, dog. Like I've been to whorehouses, strip clubs, all kinds of shit. And dog, I was out there. These big ass Hawaiian bitches. God damn, dog. Like they fucking are with butt plugs, popping them fuckers in and out, putting them in people's drinks and doing shit. And I was like, damn, like these. They
take a butt plug out of their ass and put it in a person's drink?
I never been to a strip club in America. I've been to like 10 different states strip clubs. I ain't never been to one in America where bitches are popping in and out fucking butt plugs and doing shit. Them Samoan bitches are strong.
Yeah.
There's some strong guys, but
God
dog.
damn.
And the strip club I went to, so it's like Little Tokyo.
Yeah.
So it's a fucking teriyaki restaurant. The bottom floor. Upstairs is the strip club. You walk in like you get you some fucking teriyaki plates.
Yeah.
And then you go upstairs. And there's the fucking strip club and shit.
They got some places like that in Vegas. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Vegas has some grimy shit. I went to a hand job place in Vegas.
A what?
A hand job place.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dog, to
Oh,
get
man.
jacked up.
Yeah, shit.
Dog, the fastest I've ever netted was from an old Chinese lady, like 50 years
Yeah,
old, dog.
She knew what she was doing.
Bruh, I'm getting a massage. She's like, all clothes off. What the fuck?
God.
All clothes off. What the fuck you mean? All clothes off. So I lay there. I was like getting my background. Next thing you know, she's like slapping my dick. Psh, psh, psh. She's rubbing like my legs. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then psh, 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 slapping that shit. And I'm like, oh fuck. And I'm like trying to stay focused. Get hard and shit. All this bitch is spanking my shit up. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, shit.
And then he's like, roll over. And I'm like, oh no. And this bitch pulls out the special hand lotion. I don't know what the fuck she did, but she like working the tip like whoosh. I damn near nutted like 45 seconds and shit. I was like, damn, this bitch just
Did she catch it or she just let it fly?
Let that shit fly. She
God
threw
damn.
like 3 towels on me with like steam and shit. I was like, damn.
Oh my god. Okay, we gotta end it right there. That's fucking beautiful. That's awesome.
Yeah,
We're going on like
My bad,
almost
dog.
3-4 hours. I don't even know now.
But
But no, almost 4 hours because we started at 8 o'clock. It's about to be 12.
damn. Like,
But dude, thank you for coming on. This is
Hey,
this
no
was
problem.
awesome.
Hey.
I love everything that you've done so far and everything that you continue to
and
do.
I love this motherfucker. And y'all need to follow up Life at Night podcast. Keep in tune for the shows and keep on shit because Socorro, we are going up and it is beautiful. We're community building. We're doing all that. And man, thank y'all. Wouldn't be nothing without y'all, man. And wouldn't be nothing without this man. And he's doing great work in the community. Amen. Amen. Inshallah. Allah. Whatever the fuck you want to say. Love y'all.